Switch to Geico, and you could save hundreds on boat insurance. It's just true.
Hi, this is Mark Spain, and with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can sell your home hassle-free and close in as little as 21 days. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
855-299 sold.
Certain restrictions apply.
Hiring managers. Finding quality candidates is difficult. TNJobFair.com has your solution using a coordinated radio and digital campaign. It's an online job fair that happens whenever you need it. Invest in your company's workforce. Visit TNJobFair.com.
College Hunks Hauling Junk and Moving is hiring for full and part-time employees to fill roles in all departments. We offer up to $20 per hour, company-paid health insurance, and 401k. Go to collegehunksHaulingJunk.com or call 615-934-2857 to apply today.
Geico for your boat. See how much you could save at geico.com today.
Get more out of summer when you get more from the Home Depot and trusted brands like Behr Paint. Beat the summer heat by taking on a paint project indoors and keep things cool with 4th of July savings on paint and all the supplies you need. We're making sure now is the perfect time to give your home a refresh. How cool is that? 4th of July savings, only from the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Napa know-how.
Some things just go better together, like a 5-quart jug of Napa full synthetic motor oil and a platinum filter for $26.48. It's like bacon and eggs, hot dogs and mustard, or Joni and Chachi. Ask your dad about it. That's Napa full synthetic and a platinum filter for $26.48. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
General States pricing. Sales prices not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 6/30/21.
Nashville, the wait is over. Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reefer Band will perform at Ascend Amphitheater for 3 intimate nights, Tuesday, July 6th, Thursday, July 8th, and Friday, July 16th, for Jimmy Buffett's Life on the Flip Side tour. Local parrot heads won't want to miss their chance to soak in the full Margaritaville experience. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com, but you can sign up for a chance to win tickets from 1045 The Zone. To register, visit 1045thezone.com/contest.
From the Mark Spain Real Estate Studios, your home for Titans and Vols football. 1045 The Zone. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville. A Cumulus station. Trending now at 1045 The Zone.
It is 10 a.m. Good morning. I'm Lucas Panzica. Breaking news from VolQuest this morning. Tennessee freshman quarterback Kaidon Salter has been dismissed after a traffic stop that led to misdemeanor drug possession earlier this week. The former four-star had been suspended for the entirety of spring practice due to a prior incident at Stokely Hall. The Vandy boys escaped with a 6-5 win over Stanford last night at the College World Series, rallying from 4 down and winning in walk-off fashion on a wild pitch that scored Spencer Jones.
The 1-0 to Young. And it goes over the head of the catcher. It's a wild pitch, and Vanderbilt wins it. The champs are not done. A 2-run, 2-out rally.
That call courtesy of Westwood won. That win by Vanderbilt eliminated Stanford from Omaha and kept the Commodores alive. They will take on NC State Friday, needing to beat the Wolfpack twice to get into the National Championship Series. Another elimination game happening tonight in Omaha as Texas takes on Virginia at 6 p.m. Nashville SC had a dramatic comeback win of their own last night over Toronto, rallying from 2-1 down late with 2 goals by Luke Hawkinson for the 3-2 win. First goals of Hawkinson's Nashville career, the winner coming in stoppage time. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once and your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Rising to the top with A to Z sports quicker than any Titans reporter in town. He's impressed us enough to give him his own show. It's Buck Reising on 104.5 The Zone.
You ready, Mace? Party people in the place to be. It's about that time for us to.
Yeah. Sure is. Happy Thursday. Welcome in here on 104.5 The Zone. We are excited to have you with us for the next 3 hours. My God, what a night in sports. You got Vandy surviving in the most improbable way possible against the Stanford Cardinal. The Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA were absolutely lit. Lucas was all fired up about the Nashville SC game he went to last night. very dramatic ending in that game. I'm sure we will get a Panzika MLS update later in the show. We got a loaded show guest-wise. We got all manner of news. You heard in the update that Kaidon Salter has been dismissed from the University of Tennessee. Trey Wallace of Rocky Top Insider will join us coming up next, and we will get into that at length. Also, Mike Keith, also Ted Nguyen of The Athletic. Buddy, what do I even need to be here today for?
So many things.
So many things.
It's almost July.
Listen, this is mwah, chef's kiss. If we can have this much going on in June, then the rest of the sports calendar, it's a breeze. We're excited to be able to get into all of it over the course of the day with you. 615-737-1045 is how you get involved in the proceedings. 615-737-1045. But we have to start in the obvious place. Them Vandy boys, man. That was unbelievable to watch. So I'm getting ready last night to do the A to Z Sports Primetime show that I do not this week because I was off for 3 days, but Sunday to Thursday night, typically at 8 p.m. on the A to Z Sports streaming channels. I do my primetime show. So I'm getting ready for the primetime show. I got a call with my producer for primetime, producer Reed. By the way, does that feel like does that feel like a relationship that I'm cheating in? That I have multiple producers
Yeah, maybe
across?
just don't bring them up around me.
Yeah?
It's better just to live in ignorance.
Is that a sore spot?
Yeah. What I don't know doesn't hurt me.
Who do you think's my favorite?
I feel like you've asked me this before.
Have I?
Who makes more mistakes?
Oh, you.
So, all right, we'll go with Reed.
Yeah, but you got a lot more time to make mistakes. Like, Reed only has to deal with me for maybe,
25 minutes.
Maybe 45 minutes, hour and a half if I'm feeling froggy on the primetime show every night. No, but you 3 hours straight, you have many more opportunities to make mistakes.
But who keeps you on your toes more?
Definitely you. Anyway, let's not get distracted. So right out of the gate. So I'm doing the primetime show, and we're putting together the subject matter for the primetime show. And I'm on the phone with producer Reed, and I say, okay, it looks like Vandy's done. They were only down 2-0 at the time, but they were making mental mistakes that are so not like a Vanderbilt baseball team, so not like a Tim Corbin coached baseball team. So much so that Tim Corbin got a piece of them in the middle of that game to try and breathe life and breathe a little inspiration, a little fire back into that baseball team last night. And it ended up working. But we're doing the primetime show prep at 6:30. And I'm like, okay, Vandy looks dead in the water at this point. It's really disappointing, but let's go ahead and put together the show. So the title of the show last night was The State of Tennessee's Hopes at a College World Series are fading fast or something like that. And then by the time I started primetime at 8 p.m., Vandy was down 5-3. There was a home run that started to wake things back up. 5-3 at the time that primetime started. During that game, they got the fourth run in the middle of all of that, and I'm looking at that at about 9 o'clock after primetime ends. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll continue to watch Vanderbilt before I switch over to the NBA playoff games. And I thought about watching a little MLB last night, and Nashville SC by that time was already decided, and Lucas and every other Nashville soccer club fan was out naked in the streets with how that game ended. We'll address that later on. But so I'm watching the end of the game, and I'm on the phone with my girlfriend, and I'm paying attention, but I have already decided in my mind that Vanderbilt's probably going to lose that game. So I'm only it's basically background noise while I'm on the phone with her. And then Enrique Bradfield gets the biggest hit of his life, the biggest hit of his career to this point, the biggest hit of Vanderbilt's season, perhaps, to get the equalizing run. And by then, all hell breaks loose. To have that game end in a walk-off wild pitch from this dude Beck, who was out there dealing unhittable until basically the ninth inning at this point. He was mowing them down. For him to foul, because this was the conversation that I had, and I don't want to first take it, right? I don't want to say, Did Vandy win or did Stanford lose? Because throughout the course of that game, Carl Ravitch was on the call, and he said earlier in the game, before I got ready to do the primetime show, that's why I made the title what it was, Carl Ravitch on the broadcast said, Stanford's not winning this. Vandy is blowing it. Vandy is outright losing this game. So to watch the end result in as improbable a fashion as any sporting event as I've seen this calendar year, that wild pitch off that pitcher in particular, who I think honestly was just feeling himself too much. I really do, because they kept going to the camera kept going to him on the telecast. After the inning would end, he'd walk off. He'd have just looking like a machine, looking like the Terminator. And he's clearly going to be an ace in the pros. Like, this kid's stuff is incredible, except when he was, at least from my perspective, I don't know this to be so, but he looked like he got a little overconfident, because I'm sure for as much as the television broadcast was hyping him up, I'm sure his teammates, I'm sure the atmosphere, because the Stanford fans in Omaha, they thought they had it in the bag. They absolutely thought they had it in the bag. But here was Enrique Bradfield talking last night about the improbability of their win and why they felt, or why they started to believe, about halfway through that game.
Going to the ninth, we all knew we could do it. We've done some crazy things this year, down in the last inning, 2 outs. A lot of the runs we score are 2-out runs. Nobody's on to start the inning. We get to 2 outs. We get a base runner. Then another base hit follows. So we knew it was always possible. Going through my at-bat, it all went back to, I think, my at-bat in the 7th inning where I faced Beck the first time. I chased a curveball in the dirt. And I was, of course, frustrated because nobody wants to do that. But I just knew I had to see it pop out of his hand. I was looking for a fastball, and I just saw it and reacted to it.
Enrique Bradfield last night, after getting as consequential hit as any Vanderbilt player has had all season. Clean single to left. That was the game-tying run. The game-winning run. Vandy's first lead of the game was off this wild pitch from Beck. I've never seen a college baseball game end that way. It was incredibly exciting, and I'm so happy for Vanderbilt fans. Speaking of which, we are efforting a fun Vanderbilt guest tomorrow, and he has just texted me back, Lucas. So I'll address that later. Let me not again get distracted.
Wonderful.
But so now they're in the double elimination bracket. Obviously, this is the format for the College World Series. Vanderbilt, we all know, has one loss. They will face off against NC State, who has not yet lost a game, and this will be for the trip to the finals, ultimately. That game they will play right as we get off the air, so Blaine and Mickey will keep you updated on that tomorrow on Friday when Vandy takes on NC State.
Probably the team with the most momentum in Omaha right now.
Vandy?
No, NC State.
Okay.
This is the team that knocked off Arkansas and then has won 2 games emphatically coming into Omaha.
Okay, so you're sticking your face. So you've done the improbable. You have the emotional high of everything that came with winning last night, and now you're preparing to stick your face into the buzzsaw. So, but this should be no problem. Like, what I watched last night through probably 5 innings was not Vanderbilt. It wasn't the brand of baseball that I'm accustomed to seeing them play. It was riddled with mistakes. They looked, I struggle to do the criticism of college athletes in particular this way, but they looked like they were mentally weak throughout the start of that game. But to see the way that they finished strong, to see the way that Tim Corbin got them mentally focused again, and then, of course, it's on the players who are tasked with executing. I don't want to do this thing where because they had such spectacular success and they were able to come back the way that they did, I don't want to attribute too much of that to the coach, because it's obviously on the players who have to go out there and execute. And then it's on Beck, man, for blowing that. What a terrible – that you could not have – it doesn't exist a worst possible scenario for him to throw a wild pitch in that moment.
So what Ravitch said just got totally flipped on its head.
Totally.
As far as Vanderbilt losing the game, Stanford winning it, complete opposite in the 9th inning.
Well, because I tweeted that out. I said, wow, what an utter collapse by Stanford. And Vandy fans, who I love them to death, but they are so easily triggered by something that they perceive to be a slight. Like, guys, I'm not saying that what Vanderbilt did yesterday in order to get themselves back in the game was not spectacular. but the pitcher for Stanford blew it. I don't think there's any disputing that. But if you want to dispute it, you can. 615-737-1045 is how you get in on the conversation. Tomahawk Chop 22, in the comments on Twitch. And if you want to interact with the show via Twitch, you can, or YouTube or Facebook Live or Twitter, you can do it on Zone TV. You get a notification every time any of the shows, myself, 3HL, J. Martin Ramon, any of them go live. We are with you on Zone TV. You can hang out in the studio with us. But anyway, Tomahawk Chop 22 says, Vandy has surpassed Tennessee as the top collegiate athletic program in the state. UT is now the new Vandy of the SEC without academics to fall back on. My God.
One sport, man.
My God. 615-737-1045 is how you get involved in the conversation. I mean, it is one sport, but this is their sport. There is no disputing that. You can poke fun at the sensitivity that some Vandy fans have on social media, and that's any fan base, right? Like I don't think that's just specific to Vandy baseball fans. But this is their thing, and if you try to take it from them, they'll come for your neck.
This is their thing, but you got to put more than 10,000 fans in a football stadium before taking that title.
Yeah, I've done those football games. It's among the sad. It's a tough scene. That's 100% correct. 615-737-1045 is how you get involved with the program. Remember, Trey Wallace of Rocky Top Insider, speaking of the Vols, coming up next. Kaidon Salter, the prized quarterback recruit, just got dismissed this morning from the football program. So we'll get into that momentarily. But first, let's go to Seth in Smithville. He's called in to talk about Vanderbilt. Good morning, Seth.
Good morning, Buck. First off, I just want to say I'm a huge Vanderbilt fan in all sports. I look forward to the spring every year because football and basketball constantly let me down. But this College World Series run is completely different than any of the others that I've either been to or watched on TV. They don't want to quit. They want to win. They want to make it to the championship game. They want to be the defending champion, two-timers. But they have not been hitting the ball like they've been capable of.
Yeah.
Throughout the year, they've been hitting pretty good. It's just they've got timely hitting at the right time in the College World Series to put them at the 2 wins, but they've got to hit better in Friday's game and hopefully Saturday's game so we can make it to the series finale, I guess, last 3 games. But I'll hang up, listen to what y'all think.
Hey, Seth, I appreciate the call. He's spot on, though. The bats really, for the last couple of weeks for Vanderbilt, been kind of sluggish. And they did get clutch and timely hitting, whether you want to call it timely, whether you want to call it clutch ability. I don't know how to quantify that, but it came in a time when they needed it the most. But certainly, if you want to point out any fatal flaw outside of just, general discombobulation to start that game yesterday, certainly Vanderbilt's hitting needs to improve. But we will pivot for the moment because Kaidon Salter, speaking one program stock up.
Yeah.
Then there's the Tennessee Vols in football. They continue to do what they do. Kaidon Salter dismissed from the program this morning. Trey Wallace of Rocky Top Insider will join us next to fill us in on all the details. I'm Buck Reising, and this is 104.5 The Zone.
When you need to know all the info faster, check out the Zone Daily Podcast with Will Bowling. Available on Google Podcasts, Spotify, and the entire Zone Podcast Network.
More than 80% of hospitals and other healthcare employers are now looking to hire nurses holding a bachelor's degree. If you want to become a nurse and need an affordable nursing program, Aspen University wants to speak with you about our accelerated hybrid BSN. Want to learn more? Just text SERVE to 323232 right now. Most courses are online. You'll attend campus for your labs and complete your clinicals within our network of healthcare partners. Plus, if you need more flexibility, we offer nights and weekend schedules. Text SERVE to 323232 right now. If you want to become a nurse, now is the time. There's no wait list. Applying is free and takes just a few minutes. Don't wait. Spaces are limited. Text SERVE to 323232 to learn more. Text the word SERVE to 323232 right now. Text SERVE to 323232. The total cost of your degree program will vary depending upon the courses taken, transfer credits awarded, and fees incurred. Employment statistics are from the AAC and Research Brief, published in December 2020. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Message and data rates may apply.
Some things are just true, like Geico makes it easy to save on boat insurance. And also, a long boat ride is way better than a long car ride.
Are we there yet?
No, not yet.
Awesome! More boating,
Switch to Geico, and you could save hundreds on boat insurance. It's just true.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
To learn more about our programs and to donate, go to carsforkids.com. That's Cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and maximum tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Ad paid for by OpenChart Concepts. Attention firefighters, members of the military, and airport workers. For decades, first responders and firefighters at military bases and airports used a chemical-based foam to fight fires. Studies have shown that chemicals used to make aqueous film-forming foam, or AFFF, are highly toxic to humans and have been associated with several types of cancer. If you or someone you know was exposed to AFFF and were diagnosed with any of these cancers, including kidney, bladder, prostate, pancreatic, lymphoma, leukemia, testicular, and neuroendocrine, then you should call us immediately because you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Call us at 800-847-4961. Our experienced attorneys will fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless we get a recovery in your favor. Time is limited to file the claim, so call us now, 800-847-4961. Operators are standing by 24/7, so don't wait. 800-847-4961. That's 800-847-4961. Again, 800-847-4961.
Time is running out on the hottest financing deal of the year at Genesis Diamonds. You have until June 30th to take advantage of this, so don't waste time. Right now, pick any item at Genesis, pay nothing down, and spread your payments over 5 years without paying a dime in interest. All GIA certified diamonds are included, so it's a great time to celebrate your love and upgrade her diamond. Or surprise her for your anniversary with a stunning eternity band or designer necklace. You're going to get the best Genesis price and lock in zero interest financing for 5 whole years with zero down. If you've had your eye on something, now is the time to make the move, because this offer makes everything more affordable. An $8,000 tennis bracelet for just $134 a month. A $6,000 diamond pendant, just $100 a month. An opportunity like this doesn't come around often, so don't miss this. Genesis will even be open this Sunday for your convenience. 5 years, zero interest financing with nothing down, now through June 30th. Only at Genesis Diamonds, Green Hills and Cool Springs, on approved credit.
Geico for your boat. See how much you could save at geico.com today.
So our next guest, he's on his way back from the College World Series, the Vols defeat, effectively ending Tennessee sports that we will discuss until football mercifully just dropped something in our lap. So Trey Wallace of Rocky Top Insider, probably on his way back from Omaha at this point, probably on a plane when the news of Kaidon Salter's dismissal from the football program gets dropped, lands at his layover point, opens up his phone to see all hell breaking loose. Am I accurate about that at all, Trey? Is Trey there? All right. I don't hear Trey, which stinks because I did a great wind-up for it. Lucas, see if we can get him back as we await Trey Wallace of Rocky Top Insider joining us here on 104.5 The Zone. I was really proud of that, and I botched it. It's okay. So Kaidon Salter, as we are getting ready to discuss with Trey, has been dismissed from the football program. The University of Tennessee has issued a statement. VolQuest first with the news. So the statement from Tennessee, very, very brief. Kaidon Salter has been dismissed from our football program. We wish Kaidon and his family all the best in his future endeavors. So the question becomes, is this the right decision? Because we know the situation with Kaidon Salter prior to his arrest this past weekend for marijuana possession. We know that he had just returned to the team as a result of a spring suspension for basically the same kind of incident outside of, I believe it's Stokely Hall, the infamous now Stokely Hall. But did Tennessee make the right choice in dismissing this young man? Because the entirety of the hype around him, and really almost the entirety of the discussion around him, was whether Tennessee would be able to keep him as a commit after Jeremy Pruitt was fired for cause. So we welcome in, I think this time, our buddy Trey Wallace from Rocky Top Insider. Are you there?
I'm here, buddy. Look, man, my AirPods go out. I just got off the plane from Omaha, Nebraska. I got a cart flying by me right now. It is what it is. It's Tennessee athletics and craziness.
Oh, well, listen, it would be suitable that you should be dealing with craziness in your work life as well as in your journey home, because they can't make anything easy on you. Trey Wallace of Rocky Top Insider here with us on 104.5 The Zone. All right, so let's start in the obvious place. Trey, Kaidon Salter, his dismissal from the football program this morning. Where were you when you found out about the news, and how are you processing it?
I found out about the news right when the flight attendant said, "Please turn your cell phone off."
Oh, perfect.
And I was like, okay, lovely. So, no, it was I wasn't surprised. But I talked with some folks yesterday inside the Tennessee football program. This is kind of the direction they were going to have to go. A player that just comes off suspension 3 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, and all of a sudden, you get caught. I don't want to get on a marijuana tangent here, but you get caught with weed at 3 o'clock in the morning on the strip with no tail lights and no driver's license.
Yeah.
So you kind of, I hate to say this, not in a mean way, but you have it coming in a situation like that. Like, there's nothing else Tennessee can do for you. Josh Heupel can't stick his neck out for you when you just came off a 3-month suspension for an incident at Stokely Hall. And he can't say, oh, okay, he's going to do better this time. So Tennessee had to move in a different direction. And, I don't blame Josh Heupel. I think it was the right move to make.
Yeah, I feel like they gave him no choice, or that Kaidon Salter gave Tennessee no choice in this regard. And I am not a proponent of basically, I understand that weed is illegal in the state of Tennessee. I understand that it is illegal in many states across the country. I understand that it is legal in other states as well, and that each state has their own jurisdiction in this regard until some kind of federal mandate is handled down. And I've largely, especially in terms of all of the different things that athletes can get in trouble for, weed has always been kind of a it's a fly around the elephant's tail as far as I'm concerned. Like, it doesn't bother me.
Just do it at the house.
Just do it at the house. And if you're dumb enough to do it at Stokely Hall, like, put the towel under the door so nobody comes sniffing around, idiot. Like, right. That's my whole thing.
You blow the smoke into the sink. Come on, you know the old trick.
It's just unbelievably menial to me. But in this instance, Trey, I think people, or certainly Vols fans who are upset about this, are focusing too much on the element of him being dismissed for what amounts to marijuana possession, as opposed to him basically betraying the trust of the football program and the head coach, who is essentially, as you said, already stuck his neck out for him once.
Well, also, I'm going to throw another one at you. He was also on probation with the Student Conduct Board at the University of Tennessee. He technically violated his probation when he got arrested for these charges. So there was a good chance that he was going to get suspended for a year from the university anyways. If Jeremy Pruitt Josh Heupel didn't dismiss him from the football program. So, it was almost like, and maybe Josh, knew about this and had no other choice. You're not going to take up room on your roster for a kid that's been suspended. So there was a lot of things that went into this besides, hey, he got caught with marijuana again, or he got caught up in another incident. A lot more went into this. I think the school had input as well. And now that you go about and we look at it, I think it was the right decision to make. And the quarterback room just got a little smaller.
Not by much. Trey Wallace of Rocky Top Insider here with us
on
104.5 The Zone. We're discussing not Trey Wallace's dismissal, Kaidon Salter's dismissal from the University of Tennessee football program this morning. You can throw Trey a follow at Trey Wallace _. So let's talk about the quarterback room itself, because this doesn't necessarily change things in terms of the pecking order, right, Trey? Like this, he was a fringe candidate to play at all, much less to be able to get his hands on the starting position. How does this affect the dynamic in the quarterback room?
You know what? So look, they bring in Joe Milton, which is smart looking back on this now. You've got Hendon Hooker, Harrison Bailey, Brian Maurer. I always personally thought that there would be one that left before fall camp or right after, because you can't have 5 quarterbacks in the room and they're all fighting for the same starting spot.
Right.
Like it just doesn't work out like that. You can't get in. You're not getting any reps. 3 of those quarterbacks will not get any reps during fall camp. It'll be all on the side. So you look at it now. I think this is a Harrison Bailey, Joe Milton type of battle. When you break it down, yeah, it's good to have Brian Maurer, I guess, a part of the program and helping out as much as possible. Seemed like he's kind of turned things around at Tennessee. But, breaking it down right now, is Hendon Hooker a quarterback that can get involved in this thing? It's going to be interesting to watch, because Joe Milton comes in, doesn't go through spring, but pretty much I've been told he's picking up the system. He's got the best arm in the quarterback room, period. So can he translate that onto the field, I think is going to be the big question. And, look, Tennessee's going to want to figure out who their starting quarterback is 2 weeks in the fall camp. They don't want this thing dragging on. If they got to play 2 in the first game, okay, play 2. But you don't have to worry about them messing around with 3 or 4 different quarterbacks.
Trey Wallace here with us on 104.5 The Zone. To that end, Trey, I'm looking at this situation because Tomahawk Chop 22 has said, just to kind of transition back to the Salter conversation, Tomahawk Chop in the comments on Twitch has said of Salter, he'll end up at UCF. Malzahn loves a quarterback with character issues. I don't think that's necessarily a fair indictment. And I don't think, an 18-year-old getting, I understand all the circumstances that go into it and the betrayal of trust like we talked about. I don't think that a pot possession charge should be considered a character issue for any young person at this point. But anyway, I digress. The excitement around Kaidon Salter, because of his consistent and persistent commitment to this university, to this football program, despite all of the crap that went on after the season concluded, after the firing of Jeremy Pruitt in January, and yet still Kaidon Salter reiterated his commitment to the fan base, to the University of Tennessee, because he cares about this football program. How deflating is this result for Vols fans who, it seems the only thing that they want outside of football success on the field is a player who cares as much about their program as they do?
If we're being honest with each other here, and I guess we'll just do it on live radio, Tennessee fans just going to have to suck it up. There's nothing else you can do about it. You can have a quarterback and be, a player on the roster and be all woo-ha-ha and all that stuff, team matters, all that, everything. And, I understand that it's not lost on me, the Kaidon story back, the Kaidon Salter backstory with everything that's gone on in Knoxville with his family and stuff like that, over the last 5 months and him being in town. But when we get down to this is a business. It's about to really change July 1st with his name, image, and likeness. Universities are going to be smart in how they either A, go after players, B, how they're going to have to market their school. How would you have been able to market Kaidon Salter over the next year? You couldn't.
Well, you get him a CBD endorsement. That's how you market it.
If we were, I figured we were going to go there.
Maybe some Delta 8 for Kaidon Salter. I don't know.
Getting something that kratom. No, I completely.
Oh God.
Look, right. I know. So you have to look at it. You have to look at it in those situations. How can the universities do that? They've been trying to figure out a way. I'll give you a perfect example. They've been trying to figure out a way. They're going to come out with a statement, I think, tomorrow or Monday, that Aaron Beasley is returning to the football team. So how does Tennessee handle, Kaidon Salter being dismissed and then Aaron Beasley being brought back to the football team? That's going to be something interesting to watch when it comes to image in Tennessee football. That's a nice little scoop for you. He had court this morning, and I just got a text message saying that things were dismissed. So, look for him to be coming back potentially to the football team. So now things get interesting as we get a month away from, 3 weeks away from media days, a month and a half away, fall camp, getting rolling, stuff like that. And Tennessee's just having to be on their P's and Q's.
Trey Wallace of Rocky Top Insider is here with us on 104.5 The Zone. We're talking Vols football. Speaking of name, image, and likeness, Trey, this from Matt Jones of KY Sports Radio. Breaking, multiple sources tell KSR that Governor Andy Beshear is planning to issue an executive order this afternoon that will require all colleges in Kentucky to allow athletes to make money based on their name, image, and likeness beginning next week. I've been on vacation outside of, I came back yesterday, and just to the joy of the NCAA taking a fat L from the Supreme Court in regards to the inability to compensate athletes with menial sums of money. The real, I guess, conversation or the next step in this is how the states like Tennessee and now apparently like Kentucky, a lot of them in the SEC, Alabama among them as well, how they go about handling this name, image, and likeness situation over the course of the next couple of weeks. What does Tennessee have a strategy regarding this that you are aware of, or is it basically, hey, we're making the rules up as we go on this, we're trying to figure it out the best way we can?
They've got a company involved in how they're proactively going to try to market these players. I don't know if you saw the screenshot that was going around with players this past weekend where they were talking about how, July 1st, marketing opportunities available for us, blah, 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 whatever. So yeah. Tennessee's doing some things off the field when it comes to clothing. I don't know how to put it. Some of the football players are doing some modeling for some clothing. I think they're trying to get ready for what's coming because it's going to be really simple. And once people start learning about this and really reading, Buck, you could DM, Brian Maurer or Harrison Bailey and say, Harrison, I would really like for you to come to a football camp that I'm putting on.
Yeah.
Or come speak at a seminar that I'm putting on. You pay him that money. You would come up with some money, $250, whatever. If it's $100,000 you want to pay him, that's cool. But he would then submit that to the company that's working with Tennessee. They would approve it. They handle all of his taxes, and bam, that's how you set up an event with a player. It's going to be as simple as that. Companies are going to be flooding these players' DMs, trying to get them to come to their barbecue restaurant, their football camp, their kid's birthday party. It's going to be inundated, and I'm interested to see how Tennessee handles it. I think they have a plan. I think they have the right people in place to handle this, but it's going to be a train wreck at first, and I'm all about watching it.
I absolutely love it. Trey Wallace of Rocky Top Insider here with us on 104.5 The Zone.
So what kind of qualities does a head coach have to manage all that, Trey? Because a lot of the issues that come up with this, where people say jealousy within the locker room, offensive linemen not getting the attention the quarterbacks and wide receivers are, what does a head coach have to be able to manage this properly? And with that, I ask you, do you have any qualms with how Josh Heupel has managed kind of the legal issues he's had to swim through, most of which are no fault of his own that were kind of presented to him when he arrived?
No, and I think Josh Heupel's done what he's had to do. I think Josh Heupel's relied on other people. Josh Heupel comes into a new situation in Knoxville, let's be honest, not knowing the ins and outs or who to deal with or who's the guy that you call, during certain situations that Jeremy Pruitt really couldn't figure out in time. I think with the name, image, likeness, they're relying a lot on their assistant coaches to understand this stuff, take classes, take online courses, whatnot. But they're also relying on their compliance department, people that they've hired, new people, the creative department, the company that's going to have a liaison and a representative with the university to kind of walk them through these situations and everything that's going to come about. So they have a staff set up for this stuff. And I think you're going to see Tennessee's creative department get even wilder when it comes to stuff and content that they're putting out that focuses on the student athlete off the field, not so much on the field. So to me, it's going to be very interesting to see how compliance handles this and how the company handles it that's brought in. How much are they working together? And if they do, I think things will go pretty smoothly after the first couple months. But there's going to be chaos to start this thing off, and you just have to hope that Josh Heupel and the people around him are smart enough to be able to navigate through it.
Certainly. It's going to be fascinating to watch, and I honestly, I can't wait. It's long overdue for these players to be able to get what's theirs in terms of all of this, and we had a good discussion about it yesterday as well. Trey Wallace, my brother, it's always a pleasure to catch up. Thank you for taking some time. I know you're in the middle of your travels. Continued safe travels on your way back to Knoxville, and, Godspeed, because it's almost football season.
But come on, man, don't give me that. I need like 2.5 weeks, but you know what? Something else will happen, and it's all good. I'm actually heading to Nashville right now from Chicago, so I'll wave at you as I fly over. And then something is bound to break on my 2-hour trip back to Knoxville. So another day in the life, boys.
Well, if you want to stop by the studio, just bring a McDonald's bag and maybe, maybe some weed in it from Kaidon Salter, and we'll have a big time.
I'll just text you Brian Niedermeyer's number.
He is Trey Wallace, the Rocky Top Insider. Goodbye. Oh, God. That's pretty good.
That's good stuff.
That's not quite as good as a walk-off wild pitch, but we'll take it. We will come back. If you want reaction to that, you heard it from Trey Wallace himself. He expects Tennessee to announce linebacker Aaron Beasley back with the team tomorrow. I have, he made it through the legal process, so I can't have too many mixed emotions about it. But if you want to react to anything that Trey had to say about the University of Tennessee and whether Kaidon Salter's dismissal was the right call, 615-737-1045 is how you call us, 615-737-1045. I'm Buck Reising, and this is 104.5 The Zone.
J. Martin Ramon. You don't wake up early? Here's what you missed.
What do you expect? Because if it's not what you expect, with the amount of money that's paid out, it's an ever-changing league. The NFL means not for long, not just for the players, or for coaches, too.
Jason Martin and Ramon Foster. Tomorrow morning starting at 6 on 104.5 The Zone.
Hey guys, it's the mayor. The Nashville Sounds baseball season is underway, and if you haven't been to Third and Home on game day, you're missing out. Third and Home is the newest sports bar in Germantown that overlooks the Nashville Sounds ballpark. From the bar spacious beer patio, you can literally see the whole Sounds game as if you were sitting in the seats with a ticket. No wonder it's known as Germantown's bar with a ballpark. Head to 3rd Avenue North and check it out for lunch, a night of brews, or to catch a game. Third and Home is open Wednesday through Sunday, and when the Sounds have a home game. For more information, visit thirdandhome.com.
SRM Concrete, a family-owned ready-mix supplier, is growing and hiring mixer operators and CDL drivers. SRM offers great insurance, matching 401k, and more. Must be 18 years or older with a clean background and MVR and either a Class A or B CDL. Visit SmyrnaReadyMix.com to apply today.
Join Blood Assurance at First Horizon Park, home of the Nashville Sounds, July 1st through the 4th for their Proud to be an American blood drive. Sign up and save 3 Tennesseans' lives. Call 1-800-962-0628 or visit bloodassurance.org/sounds.
Some things are just true. Like Geico makes it easy to save on boat insurance. And also, buying a boat is way more fun than buying a goat.
Hey, Sam. Nice boat.
Oh, thanks. Hey, I heard you were getting one.
No, I actually said I was going to buy a goat. And, Yeah, well.
Switch to Geico, and you could save hundreds on boat insurance. It's just true.
Now, the most electrifying, explosive, and mesmerizing musical force in North America returns to Nashville. Garth Brooks. Thunder Road. Saturday, July 31st, 7 p.m. Nissan Stadium. Rain or shine. On sale Friday, June 25th, 10 a.m. $94.95, all inclusive. Buy only at Ticketmaster.com/Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks. Nissan Stadium. On sale Friday, June 25th, 10 a.m. sharp. Presented by Amazon Music.
Ad paid for by OpenShar Concepts. Attention firefighters, members of the military, and airport workers. For decades, first responders and firefighters at military bases and airports used a chemical-based foam to fight fires. Studies have shown that chemicals used to make aqueous film-forming foam, or AFFF, are highly toxic to humans and have been associated with several types of cancer. If you or someone you know was exposed to AFFF and were diagnosed with any of these cancers, including kidney, bladder, prostate, pancreatic, lymphoma, leukemia, testicular, and neuroendocrine, then you should call us immediately because you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Call us at 800-847-4961. Our experienced attorneys will fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless we get a recovery in your favor. Time is limited to file the claim, so call us now, 800-847-4961. Operators are standing by 24/7, so don't wait. 800-847-4961. That's 800-847-4961. Again, 800-847-4961.
Well, housing prices here are through the roof, and that means you're probably sitting on a ton of home equity. Maybe it's time to turn that equity into cash you can use now. Hey, it's Dawn Davenport here talking about Loan Pronto. Loan Pronto can refinance your loan at a super low rate, pay the closing costs for you, and get you a bunch of cash out. I mean, like tens of thousands of dollars. Don't just sit on that home's new value. Use it. Use it to pay off your credit cards. Use it to consolidate other debt. Use it to make your home even more valuable with a new kitchen, maybe a new bathroom. Loan Pronto's all-digital platform makes it fast and easy. You can get a big check in 2 weeks, and if you act now, you can even skip your next 2 house payments. Call Loan Pronto now, 615-499-5780, or go to loanpronto.com. Ask about the Loan Pronto zero-cost cash-out refi, 615-499-5780. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, zero-cost option not available on all loans.
We all know selling your home can be stressful. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, it doesn't have to be. You can sell your home hassle-free and close in as little as 21 days. You can forget the painting, constant cleaning, and all the hassle. And at Mark Spain Real Estate, we respond fast. There's no showings, no open houses, no stress. With Mark Spain Real Estate, you can work with the most trusted real estate team in the U.S. and close with confidence. Get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and sell your home hassle-free. Receive the strongest cash offer in the industry and close in as little as 21 days. The Wall Street Journal ranks Mark Spain Real Estate the #1 real estate team in America out of more than 2 million realtors 3 years in a row. Our client Jeff said, when we decided to sell our home, we chose the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. They made the process of selling our home simple and stress-free. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
855-299 sold.
Certain restrictions apply. Need a job? Unhappy in your current job? Visit tnjobfair.com to connect with employers from all over Tennessee. Take the next steps towards a better career. Get back to work, Tennessee. Go now to tnjobfair.com.
Geico for your boat. See how much you could save at geico.com today.
So apparently Lucas is taking musical requests on social media. This comes to us from our friend Lebowski, yeah?
Party All the Time by Eddie Murphy.
Party All the Time by Eddie Murphy.
Produced by Rick James.
I did not know Eddie Murphy was a music maker at one point in his career.
Oh, yeah.
This definitely sounds like something that would be on in the background of that Chappelle Show skit, except it's Charlie Murphy and Rick James.
Yes, R.I.P.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh, who?
Charlie.
Really?
Charlie Murphy?
I didn't know that.
Oh, he passed away 1 or 2 years ago.
You're kidding. Oh, this is devastating to find out in the middle of the radio show. R.I.P. Charlie Murphy. What a fantastic skit. Anyway, we were talking about the University of Tennessee, and if you want to, this is one of the greatest songs ever, says Lebowski in the comments on YouTube. All right, Lebowski, settle down. This I imagine this would be one of the greatest songs ever if you were in some like disco club in the 70s and, doing illicit drugs with Rick James and Charlie Murphy and maybe Eddie Murphy.
Eddie had a whole album. And this was the number one single on that album. Yeah, Rick James produced an album with Eddie Murphy.
Okay? So this is going to be a product of our age. Do you think Eddie Murphy's funny?
Oh yeah, but because I grew up watching
you saw the original stand-ups. Is that what you're saying? Because I know Eddie Murphy from hokey family comedy movies.
Yeah, I grew up watching his stand-up stuff, Fat Albert, the movies. And then as a kid, I definitely went to watch the movie he did called, what was it, Norbit.
Oh, I think that's
Norbit in theaters where he plays 8 characters.
It was terrible though, because I for whatever reason I went by myself to see Norbit, and it was trash. Like that. I think that was the day that I swore off Eddie Murphy.
Oh,
I'm
man.
who is this person?
His original stand-up was incredible. Dolomite, I think was the name of the movie. You got to watch that on Netflix. Just came out this year or last year.
Okay. I'll go watch
it's fantastic.
I'll give him a chance.
Yeah, it's really good.
Let me, local sports talk radio schlub give one of the greatest comedians of any generation a chance.
Dolomite is my name.
Dolomite is my name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, based on Rudy Ray Moore. You got to watch that.
Reggie Johnson on Facebook Live says, "Come on, Buck, there you go again."
Coming to America, Beverly Hills.
No, Coming to America. I've seen. That is unquestionably funny. What they did, he and I'm blanking on the Arsenio Hall, who I saw at Zanies. That was the first show I ever saw at Zanies. Was incredible. But him and Arsenio Hall for this coming two, the number 2, America was just blatantly a cash grab.
Yeah, that's what half the movies out today are anyway.
So we have a couple of things to get to because I just got a fascinating email that we'll address momentarily. But something off the conversation that we were having with Trey Wallace of Rocky Top Insider about the dismissal of Kaidon Salter, and now as Trey has, I guess basically reported on live radio that he expects Aaron Beasley, linebacker, to rejoin the team. Now, if you are unfamiliar with the situation with Aaron Beasley, he was suspended back in April, I believe, for indefinitely suspended for allegedly abusing a kitten. His girlfriend's roommate's kitten. The details on it were horrific, and I let my bias show during the course of that initial reporting, because anybody who would do that to any living thing is a despicable human being. Now, what Trey Wallace has said is that the charges were dropped in that in the legal process, okay? And RJ in Phoenix has tweeted us, said, "Glad you caught yourself before you spoke on Beasley's legal case. He beat the case." That's literally how they got the phrase, "case closed." Almost told on yourself. Gots to be more careful, like how you tried to clean it up at the end, though. No, I'm not trying to hide anything. I understand that, legally, according to Trey Wallace, Aaron Beasley has been cleared of these charges, okay? But the disdain that you heard in my voice, I'm not hiding that. I don't know this dude. I only know what has been reported of this dude. And if it sounds like I'm trying to, hide how I feel about the situation, no. RJ, you have it spot on. Because, you make it through the legal process all the time. You can still have done something absolutely horrific. My initial reaction was to think that Aaron Beasley was a horrific human being for the details of what he was alleged to have done to a small animal. So I'm not hiding anything, RJ. You're not, nobody's catching me on anything. That disdain you hear in my voice, that's very, very real. And that will probably exist every time we talk about Aaron Beasley, regardless of whether he got the case dropped or not. Sorry about you. 615-737-1045 is how you get involved in the proceedings. But elsewhere, Lucas, should we tell people about the email I just got?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going through the my email. I'm just trying to keep up with everything that's going on. Going through my email during the commercial break, and I notice an email from my LinkedIn account, something that I never use. Like I said, I can't tell you the last time. Do you have a LinkedIn, by the way?
I do.
Do you update it regularly?
Very, very rarely.
Okay. So I swear I haven't. That we learned how to make a LinkedIn in a class like I was in for college, or maybe it was like my student advisor or something like that taught me how to make a LinkedIn, and that's the last time I've touched it.
In this business, it's generally not that useful.
Fair enough. But in this, for the purposes of content, LinkedIn coming through. Because I got an email this morning, and I know I've seen a couple people post that they've gotten the same emails that I follow on Instagram. So this is not exclusive to me. But it's, the title of the email is Casting for The Bachelorette. Okay, you have my attention. Hi, I'm a casting associate producer for The Bachelorette. I was scouting through LinkedIn and wanted to reach out. Let me know if you have any interest in this or if you would like to nominate someone and we can chat. Thanks. What do we do here? Do I apply?
Either apply or nominate someone.
You can't be nominated. You're in a committed relationship. I can't apply because I am also in a committed relationship.
True.
Who would we nominate? Is there nobody's single on the Zone on-air staff,
Will
right?
Bowling.
Oh, he doesn't count. Sorry, bud.
I would
you have to be over 18 to apply for the
I would say nominate you or I just to see what happens. Like, don't go through with it, but I would.
Do you think Megan and Daryl would be understanding of our pursuit of fame and perhaps, many, many Instagram followers?
Well, and then they don't listen.
They don't listen to the radio. You're 100%. Our girlfriends do not listen to the radio show.
Yeah.
So they would never find out unless one of these narcs tells on us, which
right.
is, also going to happen.
My Megan's not on Twitter, so I think I'm good.
Yeah, I'm screwed. Not that I have any interest because it sounds like an absolute mess. Zach Bunch is asking me to speak on Jay Williams. I mean, what's up, Doc? I have no idea what did Jay Williams do something today? I don't know. I'll look it up. I'll look it up coming up next. But I have no thoughts at this time on Jay Williams.
Stay tuned.
Talk about a tease. In the meantime, I don't know. I have mixed emotions. Because, listen, the Bachelorette and The Bachelor are ridiculous shows, but they have the ability to be monetized in terms of social media followings in a way that is not quantifiable. In fact, and we put this to a poll. We'll get to this later on in the show. I go to a gym of a former Bachelorette contestant that moved to Nashville. He's one of several that moved to Nashville, opened up a gym, makes a killing. It's packed in there all the time, without question. So if it's a means to an end, because I already have love in my life, I'm not going on The Bachelorette in theory, assuming that I would be approved through casting. I'm not going there looking for love. I'm just going there to, utilize the platform because that's what I do. So this is an interesting conversation. Maybe we put it to a poll at Buck Reising on Twitter. Should you and me, because if I'm doing this, you're doing this.
Well, is it not either or? I don't think he's asking you to nominate multiple people. He's saying, do you want to do it or do you want to nominate someone?
Okay.
So should you or me?
Are you hell-bent on doing this?
Yeah, I would like to see what happens.
Okay. Find out next.
Need a Titans fix? Bam! Just ask Alexa to play 104.5 The Zone. Your home for Titans football and the flagship for Titans radio. 104.5 The Zone.
This is Damon Amendolara with a CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by Credit Karma Money. Progress starts here. The making of a villain is a beautiful thing to watch, especially in basketball where the lights on a single player are brightest. And there's so many games and moments each season that can define you. Well, Trae Young is wearing that black hat, twisting his dark mustache, tying fair maidens to train tracks. His shoulder shake before a dagger 3 in a 48-point barrage, a humiliation for the Bucks last night. A sticking of the thumb in their eye and telling them to do something about it. It was masterful. Reggie Miller's gag sign, Bill Lambier's wry smile, Trae embracing the role and delivering on it. The Hawks take game 1 and have done that 3 times on the road in this postseason. Evil genius. This is Damon Amendolara.
Credit Karma Money is a brand new checking account where you can win daily instant Karma purchase reimbursements on items up to $5,000. Now, when you make a purchase between June 8th and June 30th, you'll automatically be entered to win $1 million. Visit creditkarma.com/winmoney now to open your free account and start winning instant Karma. That's creditkarma.com/winmoney. Instant Karma is sponsored by Credit Karma. No purchase necessary. Exclusions and terms apply. See rules. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc., member FDIC. Maximum balance and transfer limits apply.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Nashville area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. 810 Crescent Center Drive, Suite 160, Franklin, Tennessee, 37067.
Who decided you have to be on the golf course to get a mulligan? Download the TwinSpires Sportsbook app right now and you'll unlock a good old-fashioned mulligan up to $1,000 if your opening bet misses the win column. Just use code FREE1000 and take your swing with up to a $1,000 risk-free bet at TwinSpires Sportsbook. Void where prohibited. For terms and conditions, visit twinspires.com. Offer valid for new players only. Must be 21 and over and physically present in Tennessee to bet. For help with a gambling problem, call or text the Tennessee Red Line at 800-889-9789.
The testing bar is now open at Red Dog Wine and Spirits. Come by Red Dog each week to enjoy what the tasting bar has to offer. Try new to the market spirits, exclusive Red Dog selections, or spirits that just interest you. Red Dog has one of the largest selections of wines, craft beers, aged bourbons, and more. And if you don't know what you're looking for, the experts there can help you make the right selection. Shop online for curbside pickup, have it delivered in the Franklin area, or come visit the store for the latest selection. Red Dog Wine and Spirits, 1031 Riverside Drive in Franklin, or online at reddogwineandspirits.com.
Right now at Genesis Diamonds, get 5 years, 0 interest financing on any purchase with no money down on everything. Even GIA certified engagement rings. Buy now, get the Genesis super low price and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest for a limited time. Only at Genesis Diamonds on approved credit.
Some things are just true. Like Geico makes it easy to save on boat insurance. And also, a long boat ride is way better than a long car ride.
Are we there yet?
No, not yet.
Awesome! More boating, more boating.
Switch to Geico, and you could save hundreds on boat insurance. It's just true.
Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm here in Nashville. I've been warning our clients that IRS employees are back at work since mid-July, and their collection efforts have ramped up. Well, sure enough, it looks like it's happening. So if you have unfiled tax returns, wage levies, bank levies, or tax liens, now's the time to call the Lance Drury Law Firm before the IRS calls you. Tax resolution plans are based off your current income. So if your current income is less than normal due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this is precisely the time for the Lance Drury Law Firm to help you. Your consultation is free, so don't put it off. The Lance Drury Law Firm focuses solely on tax resolution law. It's all we do. And if you have IRS problems, you have legal problems. Let us use our tax law resolution experience to guide you and work on your custom resolution plan. Call now. It's free and confidential. Call me, Lance Drury, at 615-733-8168 or go to LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Time is running out on the hottest financing deal of the year at Genesis Diamonds. You have until June 30th to take advantage of this, so don't waste time. Right now, pick any item at Genesis, pay nothing down, and spread your payments over 5 years without paying a dime in interest. All GIA certified diamonds are included, so it's a great time to celebrate your love and upgrade her diamond. Or surprise her for your anniversary with a stunning eternity band or designer necklace. You're going to get the best Genesis price and lock in 0 interest financing for 5 whole years with 0 down. If you've had your eye on something, now is the time to make the move, because this offer makes everything more affordable. An $8,000 tennis bracelet for just $134 a month. A $6,000 diamond pendant, just $100 a month. An opportunity like this doesn't come around often, so don't miss this. Genesis will even be open this Sunday for your convenience. 5 years, 0 interest financing with nothing down, now through June 30th, only at Genesis Diamonds, Green Hills and Cool Springs, on approved credit.
Geico for your boat. See how much you could save at geico.com today.
Nashville's grand tradition is back. Iroquois Steeplechase is Saturday, June 26th at Percy Warner Park. It's the first major live event back in Nashville. It's time to celebrate with your friends again. Get your tailgating tickets now at IroquoisSteeplechase.org/tailgating. A portion of the proceeds adds to the more than $10 million Steeplechase has donated to local charities. For more information, visit 1045thezone.com.
From the Mark Spain Real Estate Studio, WGFX Gallatin, Nashville, a Cumulus station. Our season never ends. Your home for Titans and Vols football. Trending now at 1045 The Zone.
It is 11:02. Good morning. I'm Lucas Panzica. Breaking news from VolQuest this morning. Tennessee freshman quarterback Kaidon Salter has been dismissed after a traffic stop that led to misdemeanor drug possession this week. The former four-star had been suspended for the entirety of spring practice due to a prior incident at Stokely Hall. The Vandy boys escaped with a 6-5 win over Stanford last night at the College World Series, rallying from 4 down and winning in walk-off fashion on a wild pitch that scored Spencer Jones.
The 1-0 to Young. And it goes over the head of the catcher. It's a wild pitch, and Vanderbilt wins it. The champs are not done. A 2-run, 2-out rally.
That is courtesy of Westwood One. That win eliminated Stanford from Omaha and kept Vanderbilt alive. They will take on NC State on Friday, needing to beat the Wolfpack twice to get into the National Championship Series. Another elimination game happening tonight in Omaha. Texas takes on Virginia at 6 p.m. Nashville SC had a dramatic comeback win of their own last night over Toronto, rallying from 2-1 down late with 2 goals by Luke Hawkinson for the 3-2 win. First goals of Hawkinson's Nashville career, the winner coming in stoppage time. That win propels Nashville to 6th in the Eastern Conference table. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
The most successful streaming and podcasting talent in Nashville is Buck Reising. And now he has a radio show to go along with it. Right here, it's Buck Reising on 104.5 The Zone.
You ready, Mace? Party people in the place to be. It's about that time for us to. Yeah.
You know what it's about time for? Don't press send. You guys brought to my attention, brought to Lucas's and I attention. Good party people. Hello. Happy Thirsty Thursday. If you're just now joining us. The Jay Williams tweet has been found. Oh, dear God. We are going to have some fun with that momentarily. We have a great show. The last 2 hours, well, I guess it's, 2 hours remaining of the show. We're going to have some fun with as well. Mike Keith, voice of the Titans, will be here coming up next because he is being celebrated this weekend. Well, there's never a time where you shouldn't celebrate Mike Keith, but he is a part of the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame class of 2021. We're going to get into that with the GOAT, the voice of the Titans, coming up next. Where even to begin? Well, why don't we begin here since Corey has been waiting patiently, and if you want to get involved, 615-737-1045 is how you do it. 615-737-1045. Corey is in Hendersonville. He wants to chime in on what we were talking about last segment, which was the email I just got from a casting producer at The Bachelorette. Hello, Corey.
Hey, Buck. I just want to play devil's advocate for a second because that's what I like to do.
Sure.
If your girlfriends received the same said email and decided they wanted to get on the show and got casted to the show and they were flirting around with this dude, how would y'all feel?
That's an excellent point by you, Corey. I think that see, now this is dangerous territory because I've had a conversation with Dara like this, but I don't know if she wants me to say it on the air. So I'm going to tread lightly, Corey. But this is important perspective. This is what we lack. We have no female presence around here. We should really call Emily Proud or Madison Blevins or Kayla Anderson or Teresa Walker, any of our female friends, Diana Rossini, any of our female friends in sports more regularly, so we're just not a bunch of meatheads sitting around and talking sports from a male standpoint and just flooding the airwaves with our toxic masculinity. But this is an exceptional point brought up by Corey. So if you missed last segment, I got an email from a casting producer. Now, I'm not the only one because I've seen several people on my Instagram story today get the same email about casting for The Bachelorette for an upcoming season. And Lucas and I had joked about the idea that so it's either I accept the application to potentially be cast in The Bachelorette or I nominate somebody, which in this case I would nominate Lucas, but we're doing it for the social media clout because we're both very happy in our committed relationships. Now, Corey's point about turning it on its face and if our lovely significant others were to do the same on a season of The Bachelor, would we be comfortable with that? Lucas, I'm going to put you on the spot first because I'm still trying to process how I want to answer this. Because, again, I've had a conversation similar to this with Dara, and I want to tread lightly because this could have a ripple effect that I'm not crazy about.
If Megan got that email, I'd be like, yeah, just see what happens. Just out of pure curiosity.
Roll the dice.
Yeah, see what happens. See if they pick you. And then if she got picked, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be like, because she's in med school. She's, about to start her away rotations and go into residency next year. So she probably will be okay financially in the future, hopefully. So I don't know if I would say do it for the money. But I would I would encourage her to go for it just to see what happens.
All right, so I'm with you because here's where we differ. I would absolutely say do it for the money. What's my cut? What percentage do I get? Eldon English says Dara or a blue check mark. Oh, that's a tough one.
Time to play a game.
That is the most dangerous of games. My God, you want to talk about nuking my personal life? That is an ugly truth that I will not cop to on the live radio airwaves. Here's what I'll say, though, because here, within the conversation, or within this same vein of conversation, all right, I don't know if Megan experiences this and if there are any women in our audience, because I know our friend Diana Rossini of ESPN deals with this all the time, and she's got a much bigger social media following, so she's much more prone to internet grossness than I'm sure, and women in sports, it's a terrible, terrible, terrible situation for them on social media because of the foul things that people are comfortable saying to them on the internet. But, so Dara, every once in a while, whether they're bots, whether they're real, she'll get one of these like DMs on Instagram about, you want to be my sugar baby for $1,000 a month or something like that. Or will you send me foot pics for $1,000 a month?
Like, are they real or are they like bots?
I don't know.
Because I'll get DMs that are like, ever had a sugar mama? I'm like, this just can't be a real person.
Oh, look at you. I don't know. Don't sell yourself short. Hey, listen, you may not need this radio gig anymore. You go off and be somebody's sugar baby, Megan, respectfully. And maybe it's Megan.
I think it is.
You may. That's true. But I would say that. So she got a DM about a foot pic or something like that. It's like, send this guy a foot pic for some money, something like that. And she, anytime your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whomever has one of these conversations with you, like, would you still love me if, right? Would you still love me if I had no arms? Would you still?
Megan threw one of those at me literally like yesterday.
I'm telling you, I don't know
why. Would you
why.
still love me if I had an overbite or an underbite? One or the other is what she said.
Would you still love me if I had no teeth or something ridiculous, right? Like something where it's just such a anyway. And respectfully, if you had no arms or no teeth,
no, I probably wouldn't.
You're fully. Oh, gee, that's terrible. That's terrible by you. No, you say yes. Everybody love everybody. Anyway. So Dara did this to me. There is no teeth. Yeah, no teeth. You could get dentures, you jerk. Anyway, this is a great conversation to lead into my Keith. But Dara gets one of these foot pic DMs from, some internet troll, real or imagined. And she said, would you be okay with me sending somebody foot pics for money? Like, I'm trying to cash in. Maybe I'll even send them my sister's feet pics, so it's not even my feet. I'm just making money off of my sister's foot pics. Or something like that. And I said, yeah, absolutely. Just, what is my percentage? Like, my agent gets 10% of my contract. What am I getting for my suffering?
Yeah, I would have no problems with that either.
Yeah. And she said 0% because they're not your feet and they're not your DMs and independent woman, so on and so forth. So I'm out on the foot pic market. If such transactions were to take place. Would I do what?
Even so, even if you don't get a cut, like, yeah, girl.
Do your thing.
Get that bag.
Oh yeah, no, I don't knock the hustle at all. And both of our significant others have very, very bright. Well, Dara's already killing it in her career, and Megan will soon be out of med school. Yeah.
Yeah, about a year.
Okay. So yeah, we are now in the sugar baby situation. Things we love to see. 615-737-1045. 1045. That got off the rails. People are sending us a Salter ranked number 18 quarterback in the nation in the chats on YouTube. We're talking about foot picks. Unbelievable. What we're going to get into next, though, is I have a couple of questions for Mike Keith because, of course, the voice of the Titans will be one of six. The class is much larger than six. Bill Bates, Kathy Bender, Mike Caldwell, Cindy Parlow-Crone, Todd Helton, Mary Lou Johns, Reggie Johnson, the aforementioned voice of the Titans, David Poyle, GM of the Predators, Brandon Rowland, and Tommy Woods will all be inducted on Saturday into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame, the class of 2021. So Mike's a part of this. All of the congratulations in the world to Mike Keith, but I have some questions for him about the significance of this, given that he is local, given that this is one of the jobs that he's had since the jump. He's been a part of Titans radio since the inception of the team here in Tennessee, but also because Mike did something really unique for the Titans YouTube page and for their social media channels. You got to watch practice, or at least a minicamp practice, standing next to John Robinson. I think that's a really unique angle to be able to talk about the building of a football team. Mike Keith, voice of the Titans, will join us coming up next, and we'll get into all of it. I'm Buck Reising, and this is 1045 The Zone.
Inside and outside the locker room, we cover the Titans 24/7. Got it! Your home for Titans football and the flagship for Titans radio. 1045 The Zone.
More than 80% of hospitals and other healthcare employers are now looking to hire nurses holding a bachelor's degree. If you want to become a nurse and need an affordable nursing program, Aspen University wants to speak with you about our accelerated hybrid BSN. Want to learn more? Just text SERVE to 323232 right now. Most courses are online. You'll attend campus for your labs and complete your clinicals within our network of healthcare partners. Plus, if you need more flexibility, we offer nights and weekend schedules. Text SERVE to 323232 right now. If you want to become a nurse, now is the time. There's no wait list. Applying is free and takes just a few minutes. Don't wait. Spaces are limited. Text SERVE to 323232 to learn more. Text the word SERVE to 323232 right now. Text SERVE to 323232. The total cost of your degree program will vary depending upon the courses taken, transfer credits awarded, and fees incurred. Employment statistics are from the AACN Research Brief published in December 2020. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Message and data rates may apply.
Some things are just true. Like Geico makes it easy to save on boat insurance. And also, buying a boat is way more fun than buying a goat.
Hey, Sam. Nice boat.
Oh, thanks. Hey, I heard you were getting one.
No, I actually said I was going to buy a goat. And, well.
Switch to Geico, and you could save hundreds on boat insurance. It's just true.
Now, the most electrifying, explosive, and mesmerizing musical force in North America returns to Nashville. Garth Brooks. Thunder Road. Saturday, July 31st, 7 p.m. Nissan Stadium. Rain or shine. On sale Friday, June 25th, 10 a.m. $94.95, all inclusive. Buy only at Ticketmaster.com/Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks. Nissan Stadium. On sale Friday, June 25th, 10 a.m. sharp. Presented by Amazon Music.
As a third-generation pest control company owner, but even more as the mom of 3 boys and 1 silly puppy, you can trust me when I tell you, Tennessee ticks are nothing to mess with.
Nope. No way.
So before fleas and ticks get you,
Mom, I got the itches.
Invite our family to show up.
All American Pest Control.
Call our family at All American Pest Control today.
We love us a Yuck Bug Free Tennessee.
Or just visit our website.
Yuckbugs.com.
Are you a veteran with a VA home loan? Please stop and listen to this important message from Loan Pronto. You can refinance now and snag a new rate in the 2s. You heard me right. I said in the 2s. Dawn Davenport here, and wait. It gets even better. You can do all of this with no appraisal, no income documentation, and no cash due at signing. Mortgage rates have come down some, and veterans need to act now. Loan Pronto specializes in VA streamlined loans. They can even cover all your closing costs, and you will love their all-digital, no-hassle process. Most Loan Pronto loans close in 14 days. Call Loan Pronto now, 615-499-5780, or go to loanpronto.com. They also have options where you can refinance and get cash out of your home's equity up to 100% of its value. Get cash, pay off credit cards, or do that home improvement project. Loan Pronto, 615-499-5780. LoanPronto.com. VA loans made simple. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval. Not all loans eligible for zero cost refi.
One of the most important decisions you'll ever make is who to trust when it's time to sell your home. Hey, this is Dawn Davenport from 3HL. And whether you need to upsize, downsize, or just want to take advantage of this red hot market, Mark Spain Real Estate is the most trusted real estate team in the U.S. They've earned over 5,000 five-star reviews, and their guaranteed offer makes selling your home easy and stress-free. No showings, no open houses, no stress. Don't worry about the hassle of constant cleaning and making costly repairs. Mark Spain Real Estate has been in the business for over 25 years and has served over 25,000 families. They know what matters most: a quick sale, maximum profit. Sell your home hassle-free with the strongest cash offer in the industry. One of their clients, Joshua, got a guaranteed offer and said, "We skipped the showings and repairs and had an all-cash offer for more than we expected and sold our home in less than a month." Find out what Mark Spain's guaranteed offer would be on your home. No obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. markspain.com and start packing, or call 855-299-SOLD.
Time is running out on the hottest financing deal of the year at Genesis Diamonds. You have until June 30th to take advantage of this, so don't waste time. Right now, pick any item at Genesis, pay nothing down, and spread your payments over 5 years without paying a dime in interest. All GIA certified diamonds are included, so it's a great time to celebrate your love and upgrade her diamond. Or surprise her for your anniversary with a stunning Eternity band or designer necklace. You're going to get the best Genesis price and lock in zero interest financing for 5 whole years with zero down. If you've had your eye on something, now is the time to make the move, because this offer makes everything more affordable. An $8,000 tennis bracelet for just $134 a month. A $6,000 diamond pendant, just $100 a month. An opportunity like this doesn't come around often, so don't miss this. Genesis will even be open this Sunday for your convenience. 5 years, zero interest financing with nothing down, now through June 30th. Only at Genesis Diamonds, Green Hills and Cool Springs. On approved credit.
Geico for your boat. See how much you could save at geico.com today.
We are in the presence of greatness every time the voice of the Titans joins us here on 104.5 The Zone. Mike Keith, one big name on a list of many big names being inducted into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame, the class of 2021 this weekend. You can watch that special, by the way, on News Channel 5 Plus, June 26th at 7 p.m. Central Time, or at tshf.net. Mike, what's going on, my brother?
How are you, Buck Reising? Good to be with you.
I am well. It's been some time since we've been able to catch up. How is life as I mean, you're a Hall of Famer in our books, but you will officially be one on June the 26th. How is life as an almost Hall of Famer?
And I still had to take the garbage out this morning. Still had to walk the dogs. Still had to make the bed. It's pretty much the same, Buck.
Yeah, I can't imagine somebody telling Mike Keith to take out the garbage. Like it doesn't.
You haven't met my wife.
Yeah, I'm sure Mrs. Keith has something to say.
Straighten him up.
Mrs. Keith has a lot to say about a lot of stuff.
You love to see it. Mike, I want to talk a little football with you because it's been some time since we've caught up. But let's start with this ceremony that you're going to be hosting, as well as being inducted into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. Brad Willis was in here earlier talking about it. But there's so many cool stories among the names that you are going in with this year, and I don't want to take away from any of them by asking you, is there any one Hall of Famer that's going in with you whose story, whose background, whose legacy in the state of Tennessee you find to be the most interesting, the most fascinating, the one who's had to overcome the most to be able to get to this point? You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to dismiss anybody in that group, but I want to know whom you find to be the most impressive of that group, I guess is how I should ask it.
Well, there are three. David Poyle, obviously, because he's the winningest general manager in the history of hockey. I mean, stop and think about that.
Yeah.
That's an unbelievable statement. He lives right in our town, and I mean, that's fantastic. I think Cindy Parlow-Cone, one of the greatest soccer players in the history of the United States of America. Boom. I mean, that's a fact.
Yeah.
I don't have to say, arguably, no, she is. And then Brandon Rowland, who is one of the most remarkable human stories that I've ever heard, lost the lower part of his legs to an unbelievably sad condition when he was 6. And so now he's known as one of the greatest wheelchair basketball players in our country, in our country's history. And he's also a top disabled golfer. And what he's done, I mean, if you look at his accolades, he might have more trophies than everybody else in this class combined.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So those are the stories that I value so much. And here's what's great. Somebody said to me something great this morning. They said, I don't know if this class has ever been matched in the time you've done this in terms of its overall resume. And I said, the great news about that is we say that every year.
Yeah.
We find these people every year and you're like, oh my goodness, how did this, Mary Lou Johns was somebody at Memphis State at the time who really got women's basketball going in that part of the state. And, you think about Bill Bates and what he did for the Dallas Cowboys all those years. Everybody knew Bill Bates. And Todd Helton, one of the best baseball players collegiately and in Major League Baseball over his period of time. The Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame finds those people every year. And the reason I'm so passionate about the Hall, and I believe every school group that comes to Nashville who tours the Capitol should also have to tour the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame, along with some other places. But I think these stories are so important because, Buck, sports is the platform, but the human being stories and what they've meant to their communities, how they change society, things of that sort are things that are not sports stories. They're human being stories. And athletics has been a major part of what we have been able to do culturally in this state as we've progressed over the last 200 plus years. Sports has done a lot to turn things towards good in so many different ways, along with the competition and the games and, being physically fit and all of the good things that come with athletics, period. And I know this sounds corny and I'm sorry, but I really believe that, people who are involved in athletics find more things that take them through life and carry over way past the time they're on a ball field.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's not corny because it's true, Mike. I think the biggest gripe that I have with people my age or Lucas's age, to kind of lump us in the same generation, is that we have no appreciation for history in sports or otherwise.
Speak for yourself.
I mean, listen, you know what I mean. Like, we have Google. We don't have to learn anything. We are such products of recency bias that the last big event that we saw it has to be the greatest of all time because of the way that social media has kind of changed the way that we consume all these things and how the internet has basically, crippled us, for lack of a better term, as to how we learn our history, not just in sports, but societally as well. That's a bigger conversation.
Well, I'll tell you this. Google Brandon Rowland. Anybody listening to 104.5 The Zone right now, on your lunch break, Google Brandon Rowland from Jackson, Tennessee. And I promise you, you will be so inspired. You will spend the rest of your afternoon saying, man, that's a hero right there.
Yeah.
Pat Summitt is a hero. Cindy Parlow-Cone is a hero. Mary Lou Johns is a hero. Perry Wallace, all of these people that we talk about in the Sports Hall of Fame. And it's not just football, basketball, baseball. That's the thing. You think about the big three. I mean, the track history we have in this state, the soccer history that we have in this state, the golf history that we have in this state, the equestrian history that we have in this state. I mean, it's on and on and on. There's really something for everybody there. And that's why I've been involved with the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame for over 20 years, because I really believe all of that. I think it's a special place. And, obviously had we been able to have a dinner this year, I would not have hosted. But because we're doing a TV show and because Brad Willis is a really great broadcaster, we figured out how to do my little part, at the first and get it out of the way. And then we move on because selfishly, I want to be able to tell these stories. I want to interview these people. I want to spend time talking with them about their stories and where they came from and how they've gotten there. We have an impressive history in this state in athletics from Memphis to Mountain City and everywhere in between. It really is that big a deal. And what's really cool is it really is small towns and big cities and suburbs and farms and places that are unincorporated. We've had people come from everywhere, and I think the board does a great job of making sure that all sports and all regions of the state are well represented.
Zach Bunch on YouTube, we have the Zone TV chat going. He says, can't wait to see this man get inducted into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. Well deserved, no doubt. Mike Keith,
thank you.
Voice of the Titans, here with us on 104.5 The Zone. If you haven't been to the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame, by the way, you have to. It will give you such a sense of pride for all of the reasons that Mike just listed and why he is such an integral part of this, not just the production, but the hall itself. Whether you're a native Tennessean, whether you're a transplant like me that considers this place home after living here for a little while now, it will give you such a sense of pride in all of the accomplishments that so many people across the generations have been able to contribute to this state's history. Go ahead, Lucas.
Now, you've had a couple of inductions in the last year and a half. So which caught you off guard more? Bob Kessling coming out to let you know you're in the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame, or Eddie George crashing a Zoom conversation you were having with Charles Davis about defensive backs to tell you you're in the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame?
Oh, this one, Lucas, the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame, because this one is still very hard to process for me because I feel so strongly about it and have been involved with it for so long. And I never in my mind considered the possibility that might happen. It still doesn't seem real because I don't know. I mean, it's just very hard to describe how shocked that I still am, 3 months later. And we've shot the TV show. I know it really happened. I mean, spoiler alert.
It's already happened, yeah.
Yeah.
No going back.
Spoiler alert. We've already done it. We taped for 10 hours on a day in late May. I mean, it's a very long process. And my friend, Spencer Fritz and Brad Willis's friend is putting the show together, and he just does beautiful work. And I mean, it's a really hard production to do because you're trying to make sure that everybody gets included. And the best part of this, I don't think Brad will mind me saying, the best part of this is when the Nashville Six, who are receiving the Courage Award, came down. And I mean, you think about how many lives they saved on Christmas with the bombing. I mean, it was just unbelievable what they did. I mean, you're sitting here going, man, these are heroes right here. And we got a chance to take them through the hall and show them a lot of Brad's done a wonderful job really making sure everything works and changing displays and, being able to see Derrick Henry stuff and being able to see a lot of the other bits and pieces, a lot of Peyton Manning and Pat Summitt. And I mean, just kind of on and on and on. Sarah Fuller's jersey's in there, becoming the first female to score in a Division I football game, and things like that. And then Mike Curb has a race car in there, and we got to take them through and show them all of that, and they were just so nice. And it was really what the whole thing is all about. They were honored to be there, and they were thrilled that they were being recognized. But as they went through it, not all of them are originally from Tennessee either. They were like, wow, he's from Tennessee, or she's from Tennessee,
right,
or that happened here. They were amazed.
Mike Keith, Voice of the Titans, here with us on 104.5 The Zone. We are talking about the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2021 special presented by the Tennessee Titans. It's going to air this Saturday, June the 26th. You can get it on News Channel 5 Plus, or you can go to www.tshf.net and get it through their Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook pages. Mike Keith, one of many big names being inducted into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame this weekend. Mike, just because I feel almost obligated because it's been so long since you and I talked football. You guys are doing so many creative things from a Titans media and internal media and production standpoint. Something that I really enjoyed watching, and you can get it on the Titans YouTube page right now, is the minicamp practice that you watched with GM John Robinson. Now, how long did it take you to talk John into that? Because I can't imagine that was an easy sell. And what was that experience like for you?
Well, he had that, as I was explaining it to him, John gets this look on his face at times, and he sort of turns his head to the side.
I'm familiar.
Cocks his head to the side. Yeah, and that's when he's giving you that sort of, now what are you saying, look on his face.
Yeah.
But he went for it immediately. He said, no, he said, I think that's interesting because we did it during an OTA where everybody wasn't present. Talking about media and other people, just a basic OTA practice. There's no pressure because you're not preparing for a game. And he's working. He's certainly taking it seriously, but there's just not the stress that there normally is around a training camp practice or even a mini camp practice, where you're trying to get a lot more in. And so it was a great learning experience for me because where we stand, we get a good view, but we have the same viewpoint. I've had the same viewpoint for 23 years. And I wanted to know, even though I played high school football, I've never been on a professional football field in that way and watched from that perspective. I was interested in what he writes down. I was interested in how many different things he looks at the same time. I was interested in what he sees initially in practice that he's going to go back and watch on the tape. It was really something. And yeah, he gave me the business and, he made sure that I was in my place, and that's fine. But it was worth taking the usual John Robinson beatdown that I get to be able to be with him. And, John was a coach. That's one thing. Not every GM is a former coach. Some of them have just come up through the personnel ranks. And so he still has some coach vantage point to what he does. But this too, people don't realize how smart he is. People don't 100% get what a brain John Robinson is. And to watch his sort of breakdown of all of it was really, it was a new experience, and I really learned a lot. I really did.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the most underrated part of this sport, Mike, and probably just sports in general, is it's by far and away our favorite television show to watch football. Mm-hmm. But there are so many people, and myself included, when we stand next to people or when I get the opportunity to talk to Coach Mack once a week on the radio or whenever, John is chopping it up with the media before practice starts and he's a little looser than he might be once things actually get underway and they're pointing things out to you, how much just the general population doesn't understand what the hell it is exactly that we're watching.
I don't.
Yeah.
I go to practice to watch, certain players, and I'm trying to get personnel groupings. I'm trying to say, oh, look, it looks like Tier Tart's going to get to play more this week because he's involved with the first team in practice. So then I'll go back to my notes and prepare some more Tier Tart for that Sunday, right? That's what I'm doing. The X's and O's parts of it and the evaluation of personnel, that's something I don't know, Buck.
Right.
And it's not something that I have to know necessarily for Sunday to do my job. I try to leave that to Coach Mack, but I try to spend some time in April, May, June, July, and August learning some things I don't know for just basic context, because I want to have an idea of, it's like when we saw Tier Tart last year and we thought he was a guy who might come on and play, and then he played and did a nice job.
Yeah.
And now he's going to take a bigger role. What were they looking for in him initially and then last year that made them think he could develop into a potential starter? What was it about him? those are the parts of it that it sounds like you are too, I'm really fascinated by, because learning that context and asking those questions. I've been really fortunate. I mean, in covering college and the NFL, I've had a chance to sit down with some great coaches and just say, hey, explain this to me. And them say, hey, it benefits us if he knows what our mindset is, because then he understands some of why we do what we do. I'm not giving away secrets, and I could never coach and I could never be a GM, but you're trying to learn that mindset. You're trying to say, why do they do what they do? It's interesting.
Without question. I think that's the best part of what it is that we get to do. You obviously have done it over the course of your career, just to continue to learn stuff. It's what keeps, what might seem like a same, wide receiver individual ladder drill. It keeps you coming back because there's always different elements of it that you can learn something from that you didn't know the season previous or something like that. Mike Keith, voice of the Titans, gracious as always with his time. It's a pleasure to hang out with you for a little bit, brother. Congratulations again. The Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2021 special, which Mike Keith will be hosting and will be getting inducted as a part of the class. It will be on Saturday, June 26th, 7 p.m. Central Time. You can catch it here in Nashville on News Channel 5 Plus or on the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame's Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook pages. Mike, thanks so much.
Thank you. Just let me say, I know it sounds weird that I'm hosting this show. I get that. I totally get that. I had to explain this to my mother the other night because she thought it sounded weird. But I promise you, when you watch, it won't be weird, because Brad Willis does a great job as usual, and Spencer Fritz does a wonderful job putting this all together. You'll enjoy the TV show in spite of me.
No, we'll certainly be watching. Listen, this is why you're a Hall of Famer and I could never be, Mike, because if they said to me, hey, you're going to go in, but you're going to host as well, I would say, no, of course not. No way.
I offered to Brad. It was not Brad's idea. Had there been a dinner, I clearly would not have hosted.
Yeah.
But for how it sort of shook out in sort of our late COVID moment here, it seemed like the best thing to do, and I think it worked out okay. I think you'll be pleased.
He's the best in the business. I know we are going to, because I am familiar with this man's work, as are all of you listening at home or watching on Zone TV. Mike Keith, a pleasure as always. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks, Buck. See you, Lucas.
All right, we will come back and we'll get into something that's happening here in Nashville with a group of about 40 tight ends. They've taken over the city. And I think that's a pretty interesting thing and a good thing for Nashville. I'll tell you why. Coming up next, I'm Buck Reising, and this is 104.5 The Zone.
Getting you fired up every weekday afternoon.
I'm telling you, man, I'm fired up now.
I know you are telling the truth, too. Blaine and Mickey, this afternoon, 1 to 3 on 104.5 The Zone.
One of the most important decisions you'll ever make is who to trust when it's time to sell your home. Hey, it's Mickey Ryan, and whether you need to upsize or downsize, or you just want to take advantage of this crazy red-hot market, Mark Spain Real Estate is the most trusted real estate team in the U.S. They've earned over 5,000 five-star reviews, and their guaranteed offer makes selling your home easy and stress-free with no showings, no open houses, and zero stress. Don't worry about the hassle of constant cleaning and making costly repairs. Mark Spain Real Estate has been in the business for over 25 years. They've served over 25,000 families, and they know what matters most: a quick sale and maximum profit. Sell your home hassle-free with the strongest cash offer in the industry. One of their clients, Joshua, said, we got a guaranteed offer on our home, and it was easy. We skipped the showings and repairs. We had an all-cash offer for more than we expected and sold our home in less than a month. There are no showings, no open houses, no stress. It's that simple. Find out what Mark Spain's guaranteed offer would be on your home. There's no obligation. Just go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing, or call 855-299-SOLD.
Lately, we've been getting a lot of calls and questions about acoustic wave therapy for the treatment of erectile dysfunction. This is a relatively new treatment for ED, but one we've been using for years. This is Kim for the Tennessee Men's Clinic, and if you're looking at acoustic wave therapy or any option to help your ED, it's worth a visit to check us out. Our wave therapy protocols use acoustic wave technology, but often also combine it with other treatments that can give most of our patients far higher satisfaction rates. There is no surgery nor any type of invasive procedures required, and while most clinics you hear hear about only offers sound wave treatments, with our urologist and provider's guidance, you can likely have sex the day after your appointment and experience fewer letdowns. With another one of our ED treatments, you can last up to an hour and a half, and our expertise in treating these issues means you'll get the results you want. So make your appointment today. We'll show you why our acoustic wave program is the better way to do wave therapy. Call us today at 615-208-9090 or go to TennesseeMen'sClinic.com. Visit our website to learn more, including side effects, treatments extra. Results vary.
More than 80% of hospitals and other healthcare employers are now looking to hire nurses holding a bachelor's degree. If you want to become a nurse and need an affordable nursing program, Aspen University wants to speak with you about our accelerated hybrid BSN. Want to learn more? Just text SERVE to 323232 right now. Most courses are online. You'll attend campus for your labs and complete your clinicals within our network of healthcare partners. Plus, if you need more flexibility, we offer nights and weekend schedules. Text SERVE to 323232 right now. If you want to become a nurse, now is the time. There's no wait list. Applying is free and takes just a few minutes. Don't wait. Spaces are limited. Text SERVE to 323232 to learn more. Text the word SERVE to 323232 right now. Text SERVE to 323232. The total cost of your degree program will vary depending upon the courses taken, transfer credits awarded, and fees incurred. Employment statistics are from the AACN Research Brief published in December 2020. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Message and data rates may apply.
In case you missed it, mortgage rates have plummeted back to their lowest points of the year. Hey, it's Dawn Davenport from 3HL. Don't miss the fresh new chance to lock in your forever loan with Loan Pronto. Call now. Take advantage of Loan Pronto's special zero-cost refi program. You can snag a super lower rate with no junk fees and no closing costs. And listen, they don't just roll closing costs into your loan. They actually cover them for you. Who else does this? If you thought you missed out on the best rates ever, you have another chance. Even if you refinanced last month or last year, you can do it again. Loan Pronto's all digital process is fast, it's easy. Most loans get closed in 14 days and most don't even require an appraisal. Call Loan Pronto now, start the process before rates spike again. Do it now. You can even skip your next 2 house payments. 615-499-5780, loanpronto.com. 615-499-5780. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval. Not all loans eligible for zero costs.
Hey, what's up? It's Will Bowling. We've all had that dream. Tie game, bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, and, well, now on FanDuel Sportsbook, you get more than one shot to swing for the fences because FanDuel is letting you place your first bet risk-free. That's right. New users get up to $1,000 back in site credit if your first bet doesn't win. There's a reason FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. The app is simple to use. They've got great odds on all different betting markets, unique fun bet types like the same game parlay, and always-on promotions to let you get more action out of every single game day. And when you win, you're going to get your money in as little as 24 hours. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Use my promo code WILL104 to get in on the action. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code WILL104. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only for risk-free bet. Refund issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
Artisan Custom Closets is hiring an experienced closet installer. Artisan Custom Closets is a local company that provides training, a company car and tools, insurance, 401k, and more. For more info and to apply, go to tnjobfair.com. That's tnjobfair.com.
Hiring managers, finding quality candidates is difficult. TNJobFair.com has your solution using a coordinated radio and digital campaign. It's an online job fair that happens whenever you need it. Invest in your company's workforce. Visit TNJobFair.com.
All right, so if you're watching on Zone TV, you probably saw something weird. I'm getting ready to do the segment. I'm going over, what I want to get to, what I want to talk about. I told you tight end you, but that we will postpone for just a minute because I forgot about Jay Williams' tweet. I have not yet had an opportunity to go at that. But if you're watching on Zone TV and you saw me kind of wipe something off my laptop bag and smell it, you're probably wondering what the hell is happening in here. I have a sunscreen, like a small bottle of sunscreen that I have attached to my laptop bag because I'm 100 years old and I put sunscreen on before I go to Titans practice, and if I don't keep it physically latched onto my bag like one of these little key holder things, I won't use it. And the sunscreen bottle has exploded on my laptop bag.
Oh, no.
In the studio. I didn't know what the white substance on my bag was, and my immediate reaction was to, touch it with my finger and then smell it. So I'm deeply apologize to everybody who saw that because I forgot I was on camera.
Well, you can do one of two things to figure out what that is, right? You either smell it or taste it.
I mean, it's probably better that I smelled it as opposed to tasting it.
Yeah.
Well, you're
go
not
with the former.
Are you? I was about to say, are you tasting it?
No.
That seems like
I'm just saying you only have one of two options.
We talked about dangerous games earlier. That seems like the most dangerous of games. 615-737-1045. Speaking of dangerous propositions, Twitter. Jay Williams.
That's it.
Yeah, sure
Twitter.
is. Sure is. Just generally as a principle. So Jay Williams, I think it was Zach on YouTube, asked me earlier, hey, can you speak on the Jay Williams tweet? I said, what has Jay Williams done on Twitter? I haven't had a chance to catch myself up. And it's because he deleted a tweet. So Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN, the Adam Schefter of the NBA, tweeted out, what was this, yesterday, it looks like, about the Boston Celtics hiring their new coach, finalizing an agreement to hire Brooklyn Nets assistant. Oh, I'm going to butcher that name, Lucas. Do you know how to pronounce it? I don't want to do the man dirty and disrespect his name, but that scares me. Ime Udoka?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Okay. I just, I don't want to butcher somebody's name. Anyway, so Boston Celtics finalizing an agreement to hire Brooklyn Nets assistant Ime Udoka as the franchise's new coach, sources tell ESPN. So that's Woj's tweet. Then there's Jay Williams, who quote tweets it and says, the first head coach of color for the Celtics, with a fist emoji. And even more importantly, he is one talented individual who has paid his dues, with a bunch of clapping hand emojis. Now, this would be worthy of celebration if Doc Rivers had not been a head coach of the Boston Celtics and, in fact, won ship with the Boston Celtics. They probably should have won more, but that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah, 2008.
So Jay Williams just completely forgets about Doc Rivers, long tenure.
Who is still coaching in the conference finals.
Still coaching, still around. He's in the Western Conference Finals right now. He just took an L to Lucas and I's Suns, because this is a Phoenix Suns program. If it's not an Atlanta Hawks program, but we can talk about Trae Young later. So, yes, Jay Williams. But here is the follow-up. Lucas, do you have Jay Williams' tweet? Because he deleted this tweet. Now, if he had just deleted the tweet and moved on with his day, I think most people would have understood that. I have said stupid things on the internet before because I have not, taken the time to make sure that I was correct in what I was saying, or I had forgotten about something without fact checking it. It would have been fine if Jay Williams just deleted the tweet. But Jay Williams followed up his tweet with what?
After deleting it, he said, as it relates to the Boston Celtics tweet that came from my account a couple of hours ago, I did not post that, and my passcode has now been changed.
Jay, you did not get hacked. That is not what you're going to claim here. Man, you better stop. You got hacked by some dude who tweeted from your account, the first head coach of color for the Celtics, and even more importantly, he is one talented individual who has paid his dues. That is what the hacker chose to tweet from your account? Jay.
But it's a crafty way around that.
Oh, horse bleep. Are you kidding me? 615-737.
I respect the hustle.
1045. I don't respect that. Just let it alone. No, I would have no problem with him yeah, it's not ideal if you're a national sports talk pundit, especially for as much work as Jay Williams does on the NBA, especially given the time that basically he runs parallel to a good deal of Doc Rivers' career. I'd have been fine if he'd have tweeted it out and if he felt the need to say, yeah, I made a mistake. But to say that you got hacked with the friendliest hack of all time, there is 0% chance that Jay Williams got hacked. We put it to a poll on Twitter. Did Jay Williams get hacked? yes or no. I almost said no or no, but this was something that I had to give him the benefit of the doubt.
With that said, Michael's about to put us in our place.
Michael is about, I love that.
Because we cannot claim that we got hacked for things we say on the radio.
Fair enough. 615-737-1045. The phone lines are lighting up, which means I've done something wrong. Let's go to Michael in Goodlettsville, who wants to talk about the Doc Rivers tweet. Go ahead, Michael.
About Doc Rivers, like he's still the coach of the Clippers and in the conference finals when he's coaching the Sixers now and just lost in the semifinal round. Also, you're forgetting the 3 other Black Celtics head coaches, including Bill Russell in the 1960s. Y'all can't be making fun of Jay Williams right now. All right, I'll hang up and listen. I appreciate it.
Boom! Rack 'em. That was exceptional. I had no idea Bill Russell coached the Celtics. And then he did get bounced. We said that he was the coach of the Clippers. Ty Lue is the coach of the Clippers.
We got hacked.
Yeah. Is that what people are calling about? 100%. That's what That's perfect. That's like when I think the caller's name was Bill when they were asking me, what counties certain cities in Tennessee are in. And I had no idea what county Lebanon was in. And Bill just absolutely dunked on me. Michael, tremendous job out of you because we just completely glossed over that and did not recognize the mistake, the error that we had made on air. This is why we love you guys, because you keep us in check. 615-737-1045. Josh is in Spring Hill. He wants to weigh in. Go ahead, Josh.
Actually, it's Todd, but that's okay. I believe Casey Jones was actually the first black coach for the Celtics, if I'm not mistaken, not Doc Rivers.
Well, I don't know that he was the first head coach of color. I'm just talking about Doc Rivers as a coach for the Celtics, an African-American coach of the Celtics. But I appreciate you bringing that up, Josh. I have no idea of the history and the lineage of African-American coaches in the Boston Celtics organization. I cop to that right now. I know Doc Rivers. 615-737-1045. You said that into the microphone, and I did not pick up on it at all.
Yeah, that's probably on me. But we both.
Have you just not watched because I had a realization at some
point. I've been watching. Yeah, and he's right. I was watching a lot of that Hawks Sixers series. I probably paid attention more to that series than any other series because I was like, no way, Trey Young.
Well, yeah, but we were paying attention to Trey Young and how bad the Sixers were choking.
And Doc Rivers was the coach of the Clippers at one point, so
yeah, I mean,
bamboozled
before he was the coach of the 76ers. That was the big thing, like him and I'm blanking on the name of the former Houston Rockets GM, Daryl Morey. It was a big deal in the NBA offseason that the 76ers hired Doc Rivers to be their coach and Daryl Morey to be their GM after Daryl Morey said, yeah, Houston's a mess. I'm going to take a year off. No, wait, I'll come back and take care of things. ML Carr coached for the Celtics too, I think. Okay, well, this is good. Me and Lucas are getting a history lesson. So Jay Williams
he's like triple, quadruple wrong.
Let's immediately divert our mistakes back to Jay Williams. Not even Doc Rivers, just a million. There's quite a few African-American head coaches who have coached the Boston Celtics. And Jay Williams claiming that he got hacked. I wish we could say we got hacked. 615-737-1045. One more for Steve in Nashville. Wants to talk about Jay Williams. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, Bub, what's going on?
Not much, brother.
Your first caller was right. Bill Russell was actually their first coach, and he was actually a player coach. And then you had K.C. Jones and Doc Rivers. ML Carr, I'm not sure if he did. If he did, it was for a short period of time. But Lucas, like you, it was a good try on Jay's part to say he was hacked.
100%. Thank you for the call, Steve. This is the problem, though, because Lucas will do things and they'll immediately get attributed to me. Like you tag Jay, you put up a poll from my Twitter account that said, "Did the real Jay?" You tag Jay Williams. Did @real Jay Williams get hacked? Yes or no?
So I'm sure it will be a needle in the haystack of his mentions.
Yeah, no, my only redeeming your only redeeming argument in all of these things is that he's getting buried today. So he's not going to notice my tweet. But if I end up getting in an argument with Jay Williams the same way that I did with Darius Leonard on the internet, where I end up having to issue a public apology because you tweeted something from my account, I swear to God.
Oh, man.
We're going to have problems.
ML Carr did coach the Celtics from 95 to 97.
What told you that? Google?
Wikipedia.
Oh, this is why. This is what I was telling Mike Keith. People, Lucas and I's age, we don't have to learn anything. We could just find it on Google because we're idiots. 615-737-1045. 1045. Now we will talk about Tight End U coming up next, as well as our buddy Ted Nguyen from The Athletic. Exceptional football film analysis. That is what Ted specializes in. He wrote an article about your football team, about the Tennessee Titans, and about how Julio Jones is going to fit. All that and more coming up next. I'm Buck Reising, and this is 1045 The Zone.
Stream Titans opinion on all your devices. It's the 1045 The Zone app. Your home for Titans football and the flagship for Titans radio. 1045 The Zone.
This is Damon Amendolara with a CBS Sports Minute. Major League Baseball had good reason to crack down on illegal substances. Number one, it's an enforcement of an already existing rule. Number two, offense has been historically low this season. In America, it loves its offense. The timing, though, is questionable. Doing it in the middle of a season, leading to a week of rough images for the sport. Pitchers feuding with umpires, dropping their uniforms on the ground, stripping down their skivvies on the field like it was a pool at the YMCA. The bigger issue is all of these pathetic images for a sport that too often feels like it's running against its own wall. The Astros cheating scandal, bickering over the number of games last season, bat flips, home run trots, and now tackiness, both on the ball and in taste. This is Damon Amendolara.
Hey, frequent heartburn may keep you from running your A game, but it doesn't have to anymore. Join the Prilosec OTC 2-week challenge. Just go to prilosecotc.com. You'll get $3 off to get you started, plus 14 days of tips, tricks, and reminders. Just 2 weeks, zero heartburn. Go to prilosecotc.com and sign up today. Zero heartburn is possible with Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
At Napa, when it comes to serving you, our motor never quits. And when it comes to getting you the part you need when you need it, with next-day delivery or same-day pickup, our motor never quits. And when it comes to making a difference in our local communities by hosting fundraisers and food drives, our motor never quits. And when it comes to telling you our motor never quits, yep, you guessed it, our motor never quits. That's Napa know-how. Same-day pickup and next-day delivery available at participating stores and on in-stock items only.
Ad paid for by OpenChar Concepts. Attention firefighters, members of the military, and airport workers. For decades, first responders and firefighters at military bases and airports used a chemical-based foam to fight fires. Studies have shown that chemicals used to make aqueous film-forming foam, or AFFF, are highly toxic to humans and have been associated with several types of cancer. If you or someone you know was exposed to AFFF and were diagnosed with any of these cancers, including kidney, bladder, prostate, pancreatic, lymphoma, leukemia, testicular, and neuroendocrine, then you should call us immediately because you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Call us at 800-847-4961. Our experienced attorneys will fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless we get a recovery in your favor. Time is limited to file the claim, so call us now, 800-847-4961. Operators are standing by 24/7, so don't wait. 800-847-4961. That's 800-847-4961. Again, 800-847-4961.
Right now at Genesis Diamonds, get 5 years, zero-interest financing on any purchase with no money down on everything. Even GIA-certified engagement rings. Buy now, get the Genesis super low price, and spread your payments over 5 years with zero interest for a limited time. Only at Genesis Diamonds. On approved credit.
Some things are just true. Like Geico makes it easy to save on boat insurance. And also, a long boat ride is way better than a long car ride.
Are we there yet?
No, not yet.
Awesome! More boating, more boating.
Switch to Geico, and you could save hundreds on boat insurance. It's just true.
We all know selling your home can be stressful. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, it doesn't have to be. You can sell your home hassle-free and close in as little as 21 days. You can forget the painting, constant cleaning, and all the hassle. And at Mark Spain Real Estate, we respond fast. There's no showings, no open houses, no stress. With Mark Spain Real Estate, you can work with the most trusted real estate team in the U.S. and close with confidence. Get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and sell your home hassle-free. Receive the strongest cash offer in the industry and close in as little as 21 days. The Wall Street Journal ranks Mark Spain Real Estate the #1 real estate team in America out of more than 2 million realtors 3 years in a row. Our client Jeff said, when we decided to sell our home, we chose chose the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. They made the process of selling our home simple and stress-free. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
855-299 sold.
Certain restrictions apply.
Hi, this is Dr. Lewis. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of taking pills? Well, we finally have a medical breakthrough that is helping thousands of couples restore normal intimacy in the bedroom. We use the most advanced form of wave therapy, clinically proven to repair blood vessels and increase blood flow. We can now effectively treat the root cause problem of erectile dysfunction. Our technology is science-backed and has been shown by Cambridge University to be highly effective. As a medical doctor, I can say that this technology is the new standard of care for erectile dysfunction.
Thanks, Dr. Lewis. Guys, if you'd like to eliminate your frustrations in the bedroom, call Hillside Medical Clinic right now, and not only will the exam and blood flow ultrasound be free, we'll also give you a gift proven to produce immediate results in the bedroom. This is a $600 value, free to those that call now. 615-576-5000. That's 615-576-5000. Call Hillside Medical now to qualify and put a stop to your ED. 615-576-5000.
Geico for your boat. See how much you could save at geico.com today.
The legendary wrestler and promoter is spelling it out for you on his new podcast, My World, with Jeff Jarrett.
First things first, Conrad. You said let's start a wrestling company. Folks that are not from the South, is that with two S's and two L's? RASSILLIN, because it's wrestling. Is that accurate spelling?
I've always spelled it RASSLIN.
Okay, well, you misspelled it, pal.
My World with Jeff Jarrett. Listen on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your shows.
Your home for Titans and Vols football. 104.5 The Zone. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville. A Cumulus station. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
It is 12:03. Good afternoon. I'm Lucas Panzica. Breaking news out of Knoxville this morning, reported by VolQuest. Tennessee freshman quarterback Kaidon Salter has been dismissed from the team after a traffic stop that led to misdemeanor drug possession this week. The former four-star had been suspended for the entirety of spring practice for a prior incident at Stokely Hall. The Vandy boys escaped with a 6-5 win over Stanford last night at the College World Series, rallying from 4 down and winning in walk-off fashion on a wild pitch that scored Spencer Jones, eliminating Stanford from Omaha and keeping Vanderbilt alive. They will take on NC State Friday, needing to beat the Wolfpack twice to get into the National Championship Series. Nashville SC with a dramatic comeback win over their own last night over Toronto, rallying from 2-1 down late with 2 goals by Luke Hawkinson for the 3-2 win. First goals of Hawkinson's Nashville career. Jack Marr also with his first career goal for Nashville as Nashville's opener. The winner came in stoppage time. The win propels Nashville to 6th in the Eastern Conference table. Western Conference Finals tipped off in the NBA last night, and the Atlanta Hawks lead 1-0 after Trey Young's 48-point, 11 assists in a 116-113 win at the Bucks. In the East, the series heads to L.A. tonight. The Suns hold a 2-0 lead over the Clippers. Tip-off at 8. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
He's been the best Titans reporter in town, so of course we had to get ourselves some of that. It's Buck Reising on 104.5 The Zone.
You ready, Mace? Party people in the place to be. It's about that time for us to.
Yeah. Sure is. Let's go ahead and finish strong on this Thirsty Thursday. Appreciate you guys spending your time here with us through the morning and into the afternoon. We've got a great final hour prepared for you. Ted Nguyen of The Athletic. Football film analysis is what my man specializes in, and he wrote a very, very comprehensive article breaking down all of the elements of the Titans offense and how Julio Jones is going to fit into them. We're going to get into that in great detail momentarily. But in the meantime, and if you want to get involved with the show, by the way, 615-737-1045. 615-737-1045 is how you do it. I woke up very upset today. I went to sleep very upset yesterday. And there's only one reason. Now, this was before all of the great things that happened in sports yesterday took place. Vandy's improbable win, which we talked about to start the show. Trey Young continuing to just straight up dominate the Eastern Conference throughout the course of these playoffs. Went into Milwaukee last night and put on an absolute show. It's I can't figure out how somebody that looks like that. It's kind of like experiencing the Steph Curry phenomenon all over again, where you're looking at him and being like, how are you dominating this league of giant people, this league of the best athletes of any sport that I've ever seen? Trae Young was spectacular. Lucas, we have not done the Panzika MLS update yet today. Do you want to get into that here before I start complaining?
Yeah, it was fun last night. It was a great environment. Only about 17,000 people there, so it wasn't exactly a sellout crowd, but a come-from-behind 3-2 victory, plenty of goals, the type of game that if it was your first foray into Nashville Soccer Club, you came away probably willing to go back. Kind of like you in that opener against Cincinnati.
And that was a draw. I wanted to go back to another game. Now, in transparency, I have not been back to another game. But in my defense, my weekends have been busy.
But cool because all 3 goals scored by Nashville players with their debut goals. Jack Marr gets the start for Walker Zimmerman, was out due to personal reasons. So Nashville's number 1 draft pick from 2 years ago gets called up, his first career start in an MLS game. He scores Nashville's first goal, and then Luke Hawkinson comes on late in the game and scores 2 in the last 10 minutes of play to jump ahead for the win. It propels Nashville up to 6 in the Eastern Conference table.
And we had a great Stanley Cup semifinal game last night as well that I didn't get a chance to see. Like, it was just a tremendous day for sports, unexpectedly in the middle of June.
Yeah.
It was outstanding.
Islanders forcing a Game 7 against the Lightning.
But on top of all that, I was made very upset yesterday in the middle of the sports news cycle because Josh Doring of Wish TV in Indianapolis put this out there. And I don't know how much of the audience, because obviously the vast majority of people who listen to this radio station care about the Titans, care about the Vols, they care about football more than anything. It's why we talk about football more than anything. It's because it's what you guys care the most about. But this angle of football and how the NFL's greed is getting ready to ruin one of my favorite NFL events of the entire calendar. The thing, honestly, that I'm most upset that COVID took away the last couple of years. The NFL Combine. The NFL Combine is not necessarily a fan event. Some fans show up in Indianapolis for the Combine to get players' autographs as they're walking to and from the convention center or to the Lucas Oil Stadium playing field where they go through all the drills, the 40s, where the coaches sit in boxes and watch and talk amongst themselves or whatever. So between the convention center and Lucas Oil Stadium, where they hold the event, the actual workouts themselves, yeah, some fans are like hovering around there, but it's never been a fan event. So I don't know whether my issue with this is going to affect the larger listening audience. So I want to know if you care or if you don't care about Josh Doring's report yesterday that the NFL is opening the bidding to host the annual NFL Scouting Combine. Sources have confirmed to Wish TV. Indianapolis has hosted the Combine since 1987 and will continue to host the event through 2022. So next year, allegedly, is going to be their last year. It's like when the NFL moved the draft out of Radio City Music Hall, and it turned into a massive event that saw, the streets of Nashville bust wide open. 600,000 people over the course of 3 days and direct spending. That's how New York felt about losing the draft. It worked out pretty well, says Eldon English. No, but the draft was always a fan event. This is what I think the disconnect is being. Is the NFL going to make the Combine into a bigger event for fans? Of course they are, because they recognize what just a massive cash cow that was just sitting in Radio City Music Hall the draft was, as soon as they took it out on the road and made a giant event out of it. The NFL does large events in this country better than any organization, I think sports or otherwise, without question. The Super Bowl is one of the hardest things in all of American life to pull off on an annual basis, and the NFL does it to a T. But the Combine is for us. The Combine is for the media. The Combine is for the coaches. It's for the players. It's for the scouts, the agents. The Combine is not for the NFL fans. And let me never underestimate the ability of the consumer to consume more football. But the Combine, I didn't think that people cared the way that they do about the draft, because all you're doing is showing up to a city that maybe you want to go to, like Nashville or Chicago, or what was it, in Philadelphia before that? I think Dallas.
Cleveland this year.
Cleveland this year, Dallas/Arlington. People show up to watch dudes from years past in the NFL or the commissioner, in the case of the first round, walk across the stage, read a name, and then watch a video highlight on a screen at the stage.
But that's exciting. That is concrete, a new addition to your team, a star player from college, and just abundance of hope, where the combine's just evaluating prospects.
Sure. But listen, again, I'm never underestimating the ability of people to consume more football. But this is as low as I can go. I mean, honestly, there is no reason to take this elsewhere. Indianapolis is a sacred place for the combine. It's not just because I joke a lot about on this show, the combine is my spring break. It's where I get to go to Indianapolis, where I go and get to, meet the new NFL prospects. We have coaching, media availabilities. It's where the entire league comes to my home state, because I'm from Indiana. I'm not from Indianapolis, but you understand what I'm saying. They go to my college bars at night. It's spring break with all of my NFL friends. It's one of the most magical times of the year, but not if you're a fan, because there's nothing to do. You're going to go watch. They don't let you into the building to watch these guys run the 40. Media even does not get to see, DK Metcalf maybe botch his 3-cone drill. Wasn't that the whole thing with DK? His year at the combine?
Yeah.
That was why
allegedly. Slow.
His 3-cone drill, a disaster. 615-737-1045 is how you get involved. And I understand, because V-Love literally just tweeted me, and I normally I don't get the reaction this quickly but I follow V-Love, so. He says, what if Nashville lands the combine? Yeah, sure, great, because I don't have to leave. I can stay at my house. I can sleep in my bed. I don't have to worry about stumbling back into a hotel room in downtown Indianapolis late at night, because everybody's kept me out at Kilroy's, my college bar, until 3 in the morning, and then we have combine media availability at 6. Like, I understand why NFL fans don't care about this, because all this represents to them is the ability for them to attend another NFL event. But the situation, and because I'm not just speaking from a selfish media, I am speaking from a selfish media member standpoint, but like, if you ask, I'm just using Vrabel and John Robinson as examples. If you asked them, having not asked them myself, if you asked them whether they wanted to move this thing, they'd probably tell you for what. Why? We've done this since the beginning of time. It works in Indianapolis. Why are we going to go through more hoops? And what it ultimately amounts to, because what RJ says is, I'd rather go to the Combine than the Pro Bowl. I've never been to the Pro Bowl, so I don't know what the Pro Bowl experience is like. I've been to the Combine. It's because Karen says it's only a sacred place for you. No, it's a sacred place for all of us. For all of us.
That are really involved,
in
not
the
fans.
business of football. And so now they're taking what is, I guess, do I sound ridiculous? Like, just you sitting back there, I'm talking to the general audience as well, but I'm talking to Lucas because he's sitting across from me. Do I sound like I'm complaining about something that nobody besides me cares about? Because I hate this. I hate this with the passion, and the fire of 1,000 suns.
It is relevant because of Butch Spiriden's, the report about Butch Spiriton and just throwing out the possibility of maybe Nashville hosting the NFL Combine. So it is relevant, but I do think, 86% of our poll question we put out said, no, I don't care.
No, they don't care. I care. And the NFL doesn't care that I care, because the NFL wants to move this to Los Angeles, to SoFi Stadium, where the NFL's network is headquartered, and make their production lives easier as well. It's not about taking this out for the fans. It's about how the NFL can maximize their profit margins while also making it a hell of a lot easier on the NFL.
Real quick, why was it in Indy? Why has it been in Indy in all these years? Is there a specific reason?
That I don't know. 1987 predates me, so I'm not. It's just really well set up. The downtown is small. It's very walkable. It's in the middle of February, so nobody wants to walk. That's why you should, and no free ads, but you should be a Marriott person, because all the Marriotts in Indianapolis are connected to the convention center, so you can just walk through the the skyways, those things that connect buildings amongst each other. It's just the perfect setup for media and for the football people to be able to do their jobs at the combine and then also be able to, enjoy the atmosphere around Indianapolis afterwards. You're a homer, Buck, says Christopher Lee. Hell yeah, I'm a homer because it affects me. I don't know how I couldn't be. 615-737-1045. Because I had somebody DM me yesterday, listen, if it comes to Nashville, you're going to love it. I love it because it's good for the city if it comes to Nashville. I still don't like the idea of moving it out of Indianapolis because then it doesn't become about the football. All of this is taking away from the prospects who are going to be there and the coaches who are tasked with evaluating them. We'll come back on the other side. We're going to take Kyle's call in, is it Giles County?
Yes.
Nailed it. I'm Buck Reising. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Titans talk and speculation on your smart speaker. Just ask Alexa to play 104.5 The Zone.
But he's driven back inside the 5, and they fling it to the turf.
Your home for Titans football and the flagship for Titans radio. 104.5 The Zone.
Score a major payday with BetMGM. Hey, it's Lucas Panzica from the Buck Reising Show in Blaine and Mickey. It's the best time to sign up for the king of sportsbooks because they're giving new customers a shot at an easy $100. Register using code LUCAS100 and win $100 in free bets when you place a $1 moneyline wager on the Clippers or Suns, and if either team hits a 3, you win, regardless of your bet's outcome. Whether you're raising the stakes on basketball and hockey playoffs or wagering on your favorite baseball team, BetMGM is always ready for action. Enjoy innovative parlay selection builders, daily promotions, boosted odds specials, and more. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use code LUCAS100 to win $100 when you bet $1 on the Clippers or Suns and either team hits a three-pointer. New customer offer, paid in free bets. Must be 21 years or older, must be in Tennessee to bet. Visit BetMGM.com for a full list of terms and conditions. For problem gambling support, call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1979. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-777-1979. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-777-1979. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-777-1979. 800-777-1979.
One of the most important decisions you'll ever make is who to trust when it's time to sell your home. Hey, this is Dawn Davenport from 3HL, and whether you need to upsize, downsize, or just want to take advantage of this red-hot market, Mark Spain Real Estate is the most trusted real estate team in the U.S. They've earned over 5,000 five-star reviews, and their guaranteed offer makes selling your home easy and stress-free. No showings, no open houses, no stress. Don't worry about the hassle of constant cleaning and making costly repairs. Mark Spain Real Estate has been in the business for over 25 years and has served over 25,000 families. They know what matters most. A quick sale, maximum profit. Sell your home hassle-free with the strongest cash offer in the industry. One of their clients, Joshua, got a guaranteed offer and said, "We skipped the showings and repairs and had an all-cash offer for more than we expected and sold our home in less than a month." Find out what Mark Spain's guaranteed offer would be on your home. No obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. markspain.com and start packing, or call 855-299-SOLD.
Who decided you have to be on the golf course to get a mulligan? Download the TwinSpires Sportsbook app right now and you'll unlock a good old-fashioned mulligan up to $1,000 if your opening bet misses the win column. Just use code FREE1000 and take your swing with up to a $1,000 risk-free bet at TwinSpires Sportsbook. Void when prohibited. For terms and conditions, visit twinspires.com. Offer valid for new players only. Must be 21 21 and over and physically present in Tennessee to bet. For help with a gambling problem, call or text the Tennessee Red Line at 800-889-9789.
Well, housing prices here are through the roof, and that means you're probably sitting on a ton of home equity. Maybe it's time to turn that equity into cash you can use now. Hey, it's Dawn Davenport here talking about Loan Pronto. Loan Pronto can refinance your loan at a super low rate, pay the closing costs for you, and get you a bunch of cash out. I mean, like tens of thousands of dollars. Don't just sit on that home's new value. Use it. Use it to pay off your credit cards. Use it to consolidate other debt. Use it to make your home even more valuable with a new kitchen, maybe a new bathroom. Loan Pronto's all digital platform makes it fast and easy. You can get a big check in 2 weeks. And if you act now, you can even skip your next 2 house payments. Call Loan Pronto now, 615-499-5780, or go to loanpronto.com. Ask about the Loan Pronto zero cost cash out refi, 615-499-5780. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, zero cost option not available on all loans.
Join Blood Assurance at First Horizon Park, home of the Nashville Sounds, July 1st through the 4th for their Proud to be an American blood drive. Sign up and save 3 Tennesseans' lives. Call 1-800-962-0628 or visit bloodassurance.org/sounds.
Need a job? Unhappy in your current job? Visit tnjobfair.com to connect with employers from all over Tennessee. Take the next steps towards a better career. Get back to work, Tennessee. Go now to tnjobfair.com.
Whether it's offering curbside or next-day delivery, for online orders on over 160,000 parts or getting involved in their local communities, when it comes to serving you, Napa's Motor never quits. That's Napa Know-How.
This hour brought to you by 1 Hour Heating and Air Nashville. Always on time or you don't spend a dime.
I'm begging you, NFL. Come on. Do not take the combine from Indianapolis. I'm begging you with every fiber of my being. Somebody tweeted me. I want to read the tweet from Seth Campbell at Seth the Big Dog on Twitter. Not the little dog, but the big dog. Seth says, "Do you care because you're an Indiana guy? Is that impacting your vision?" I mean, no, because I'm not from Indianapolis. I don't give a damn about Indianapolis, all right? I'm from Evansville. It's basically Kentucky. Like, Evansville, Indiana, where my parents live, and I don't even like Evansville. I hate Evansville. Evansville's a terrible place. It's like the most obese county, Vanderbilt County, the most obese county in all of the United States, and also it's hugely polluted. And only because my parents live there do I go. And I don't even go that often. So, like, the entire state of Indiana, as far as I'm concerned, could kick rocks. And I say that as somebody who was born there, all right? And like Bloomington, Indiana, where I went to college, love it. Beautiful place. Outside of that, don't care. February for the combine is the only time that I like the state that I'm from. It's the only time. 615-737-1045. It has nothing to do with me being an Indiana guy. I'm not even an Indiana guy. I'm just from there. 615-737-1045. We're talking about the idea that the NFL is planning on moving or taking bids on the combine across the country because, of course, it's just another way to make money, and they're going to ruin it. Brandon Tower says, "I'd do anything to get out of Indiana." Yeah, it's a tough place, I promise you. I was just there this last weekend because I had a wedding. I have 700 weddings at this point over the course of the summer. And the sun, it's the middle of June, and the sun is not out because there's no sun in the state. Anyway, 615-737-1045. Let's go to Kyle in Giles County. I've got it. What's up, Kyle?
What's going on, Buck? I love the draft. I love the combine, everything. I love those two just as much as the Super Bowl. I know I'm a little different. I'm a football junkie, but I just can't get enough of it. So if they want to bring it to Nashville, I'm down.
Okay, but like, Kyle, what are you going to do with the combine? Like, this is what I don't think people understand. Like, you're just going to stand there outside of the buildings that they're running the drills in and watch it on a screen?
I will get drunk in the street and party and have some fun.
Yeah, that's fair.
Would you travel, like, across the country?
I think I would, yeah. I mean, I'll drag my wife with me. She's tired of it. She hates the draft. She hates the combine. I don't know why she hasn't thrown me in the trash yet. But, yeah, I'll take her to Indiana and go watch the combine or whatever.
Yeah, okay. I appreciate that perspective. This is what I'm saying. Like, people are always going to consume more football. Thank you for the call, Kyle.
If she hates the draft, she's definitely going to hate the combine.
The combine, the combine itself, I hate the combine. Like, what am I doing besides, lugging myself hungover into the large NFL media room because it's done in a convention center. So I guess in the case of here, we would all be housed in the Music City Center and eating a stale muffin that's been left out from the trough of food that they're feeding us from. And then I go, interview a bunch of prospects. Actually, sometimes it's fun because I can't remember Ja'Kai Polite, the edge rusher from Florida. It was my first combine, and he had the most disastrous combine media appearance because they put all of these guys up on podiums in one of these convention rooms, and they'll run like a bunch of dudes out at the same position over the course of that like time slot. So they have quarterbacks from 10 o'clock to 10:30, and all the big guys like what was the last? I mean, we didn't do a combine last year, so the last combine I would have been to was Joe Burrow, Kyler Murray. No. Is that the same class? Kyler Murray and Joe Burrow, they're not the same class.
No, Joe Burrow was 20. Joe Burrow was the virtual draft.
Joe Burrow was a virtual draft, but they had the combine.
They did have the combine. Everything came down almost right after the combine.
Right, because that was Isaiah Wilson. I remember very much we learned at the combine that the Titans loved Isaiah Wilson. And I remember sitting there at his media availability and be like, this guy's all right. And then, everything came to pass the way that it did. But so they have all of all the guys at the positions, like guys who are projected to be first and second round draft picks. They'll put them all at podiums, and guys outside of largely the third round, they'll put over at like tables clumped together for people, maybe they're small school prospects. You can go interview them individually. It's a much more intimate setting. But the whole process of the combine, it's work. Like, it is fun, but it is also work. And I'm just thinking of India's just, I'm thinking about my work day. I'm not thinking about the fans, which is not how I should do this. Because obviously everybody's going to disagree with me. But if they move this thing to Los Angeles, all right, I had a Titans fan in LA DM me last night because they rented out a Titans bar for the watch party for those of the Titans fans living in LA and in California who are not able to go to SoFi Stadium for Sunday Night Football, Titans and Rams. And so this Titans fan was kind enough to DM me and invite me to their watch party. And I said, well, yeah, I mean, I'd love to go. And he said, we're trying to put some stuff together. If I'm trying to get some people like yourself to attend, would you be willing to attend so I can put your name on a flyer? Yada, yada, yada. And I say, well, don't do that because I don't know. It's the game is in November 7th and it's June 24th. Like, I have no idea what I'm going to look like logistically once I get out to LA. But what he was saying was, I said, well, how far is this bar from Marina Del Rey, where I'm staying, where my hotel is for that trip? Because I've already booked up all this stuff. And he said, well, yeah, it's not that bad at all. It's 41 minutes. What? Not bad? Think about that. If you knew that you were having to travel across the country for a work trip and a part of your day was going to be a commute that may be 41 minutes, but may actually be an hour and a half in Los Angeles traffic, you wouldn't be pissed about that. Like, that's just going to create, it is going to be such a cluster bleep.
It's an expensive Uber.
Of humanity if these people are asked to come to one specific location, sit and wait in traffic. I don't know. I think this has just become a self-absorbed, I don't want them to do this to my workday type of complaint. But I think it's legitimate. And of course the NFL is going to make a ton of money off of it because like the caller from Giles. I keep wanting I overthink it now because I want to say Giles, but I know it's Giles. And then I think about it and I've gotten it right the past couple of times, but the caller from Giles County, he's saying you'll go. People will go. This is just me, shaking my fist at the sun. This is one of the few angry old man sports opinions that I've had. That and single-digit numbers in the NFL. Get them the hell out of here.
I mean, the combine is still pure, right? Like, there's no big spectacle to draw people in and raise a bunch of money. Like, there's just good coverage of just football prospect evaluation.
It's not raise a bunch of money. They raise a bunch of money now. Run, Rich, Run is an incredible charitable effort. It's to make money.
Yeah, I worded that poorly. Yes.
It is to make money. As a tax-free write-off. Because the Nashville NFL draft, tax-free. Tax write-off for the NFL. You imagine? It's outrageous. the amount of breaks that a multi-billion-dollar organization gets. Anyway. 615-737-1045. Let's talk about some good stuff that's coming to Nashville. And by the way, if the Combine comes to Nashville, of course we're going to celebrate it. We're going to blow it out because that's what we do here on The Zone and A to Z Sports. We'll do it up big, and it'll be, you guys will, even if you can't physically come to it yourselves in downtown Nashville, which I assume it will be held at the Music City Center. I don't know that for a fact. But that's just the space that makes the most sense. Of course, we're going to enjoy it together. Of course, it's going to be a celebration because it's good for the city's economy, and what's good for the city is good for all of us. Nobody is disputing that. And also, I don't have to leave, the comfort of my home. But anyway, 615-737-1045 is how you get involved with the show. Let's talk about something good that is in Nashville at this point. So actually, this has just been, it's at my favorite bar too. Lucas, I'm going to put you on the spot here because I just saw Dove Kleinman tweet this video out. I don't know. You're going to need to listen to this first before I throw to it because I'm not sure. It's Travis Kelce on a microphone at my favorite bar in the city of Nashville in the Gulch. It's Greg Olsen, George Kittle, and Travis Kelce in front of a room of 40-something tight ends giving a speech, but it's tweeted from the NFL's Twitter account, so I want to say that it's going to be FCC safe. Let me know if you can approve that before I throw it on air and we get in trouble. But it's tight end U, and it's in the city of Nashville. So George Kittle, if you're unfamiliar with what the concept of tight end U is, George Kittle works out here in the offseason. He has started a trend of high-profile players at that position, and there's always been players that come to train in Nashville. D1 has a great setup, and now they've expanded. Jeremy Holt, who trains a lot of these guys with Athlete, is who George Kittle has been bringing more and more players to come to Nashville to train during the offseason because Jeremy Holt does an exceptional job with these guys. Kevin Byard also works out with him. But this has become a trend where it's not just, L.A. and Miami and New York where NFL players spend their off seasons. It's become Nashville as a part of the destination. So Kittle this year has taken it a step further with this concept that I think him and Greg Olsen have started together, which is tight end U. So Travis Kelce is one of the people. Why don't we just go to the video? Because Dove Kleinman tweeted this out from the NFL's account. All of these tight ends from across the NFL have gathered in the city of Nashville, and apparently they're here to throw a party and work out.
First off, thank you guys all so much for coming to this.
We have 49 tight ends in attendance, which I think is a pretty incredible.
All right, the bleeps you hear.
Thank you for willing to be a part of this.
That's Kelce.
I assume that's Travis Kelce. All right, so that's all the video is, okay?
Kelce was fired
I didn't
up.
know if there was more substance to it. I just saw it.
Just screaming from tight ends.
It was timely, so I saw the video. I didn't know if there was anything actually to it. Anyway, so my larger point is the city of Nashville is becoming a destination. I mean, it is a destination. We know how crazy this place gets on the weekends. We know the masses of humanity that flood our streets, our bars, our pedal taverns, our restaurants, that makes it impossible for you to get, to be able to go eat anywhere after 11:30 on a Saturday unless you have reservations from 3 weeks before. We know that the city of Nashville is a destination for all things. But in the world of professional athletics, this is becoming a hub for pro athletes to spend their off seasons in. Now, again, like the Combine, what does this mean for fans? I don't think there's any element of this tight end U summit that fans are able to attend. But I do think that having, as he said, that was Greg Olsen on the microphone when you could hear him over Travis Kelce allegedly drunkenly screaming. Again, this is why I couldn't go to my favorite bar the other night because it's jam-packed full of tight ends. They must have had it rented out. But they are here to have a summit of their position and to learn from each other, to train with each other. Now, obviously, the question that I've gotten most often about this is, are there any Titans tight ends in attendance? I don't know any other tight ends that are in attendance outside of Ferkser. Anthony Ferkser, I know, is participating in this. I'm pretty sure Jonnu Smith is back in Nashville as well, as a part of this Tight End U Summit that Olsen and Kittle are putting on. But I do think that it represents something that Nashville can really maybe not necessarily take ownership of, because there's obviously many cities across the country that NFL players could gather and work out together and spend time with each other. You hear like Lawan and Harold Landry talk about Arizona. California is obviously a great place. Marcus Mariota used to take all the wide receivers out there to work out and throw with in the offseason. Ryan Tannehill the same with Florida. Like, it's not like Nashville, because of Tight End U, is going to become this exclusive hub for NFL players to spend their off seasons in. But I do think that just reading a Lebowski tweet, I do think that there are many positive elements of this, that Kittle and Olsen are starting, and I love that Nashville's the focal point of this. Now, it may sound ridiculous for me to say that, because I've just spent, 15 minutes before this complaining about how the NFL is trying to make, perhaps, if Nashville ends up bidding on it, which I'm certain that Nashville will end up bidding on it, and if I know anything about Butch Spiriton, he's going to get involved in the potential bid for the NFL Combine once they take this out on the road. So maybe it sounds like ridiculousness that I am advocating for one and dismissing the other. But here's a hidden benefit of this, and Eldon brought up what I was literally about to just say in the comments on Twitter. Things like this help free agency for the Titans. This is the hidden benefit of all of this stuff. Now, all these dudes who are here, I assume, maybe not. 49 tight ends is a lot. Maybe not all of them are on NFL rosters right now. One would assume, but you can't be sure. This is a golden opportunity for people who don't even play for the Tennessee Titans to showcase the city of Nashville. This is a recruiting pitch. This all comes back full circle to the idea that Julio Jones is treating the Tennessee Titans like a destination, like a spot where he is coming to chase a ring. He wants to win. Somehow, in the last 5 years, the Tennessee Titans have become that place. Nashville is becoming that spot. You now have other people, other players from other teams showcasing your city as a destination. Hey, this is where you want to spend your off days, in Nashville, in June and July, before training camp. This is where you want to spend your time. Look how cool this particular spot is. I won't, again, no free ads, so I won't name the name of the bar that they're at, but I've spent many an evening on that rooftop, and it makes me very happy to see. But this is like Jimmy Butler, who loves country music. Now, if Nashville had an NBA team, this would have a greater impact on the city. But CAA, who's one of the biggest sports, media member, brand name, CAA represents everybody from Peyton Manning to Chick-fil-A, okay? They've got it all under one roof. That's why when you see Peyton Manning is it an Allstate or is it a Nationwide commercial?
Nationwide.
Nationwide. Peyton Manning in a Nationwide commercial with Brad Paisley, CAA reps all three of them. That's who puts it together. This opportunity for the city is fantastic. And of course, I don't know what Kittle and Olsen's hosting abilities are, but I'm certain they're going to be shown a good time.
You think Ferkser's invited?
He's there. I just told you that.
Or Swaim, sorry.
Jeff Swaim?
Yes.
I assume it's an open invitation.
Well, Kittle had to explain why Tebow wasn't invited.
Tebow wasn't invited?
No.
I'm sorry. That's not nice. Well, good. He's not a damn tight end. Get Tim Tebow the hell out of here.
Well, Kittle explained it on Part of My Take.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
They asked. That's such a great question by them.
He said, quote, "So nothing against Tim Tebow, but I found it hard to invite. I wish nothing but the best for Tim Tebow, and I hope he has a fantastic season playing tight end. But it's hard for me not to invite a backup tight end on, let's say, the New York Giants as opposed to inviting a guy who just started playing the tight end position.
Oh, so this is invite only.
Because we do have limited spots. No, it's invite only. Yeah, I don't think it's just open.
Oh,
they have limited spots.
Look at them.
He said, I wish I could make it so every NFL tight end can come so it's accessible to everybody. But what we tried to do this year, we wanted to pay for everything for all the tight ends that come to kind of make it a special event.
So
for
they
all
capped
tight
it at like
ends.
50. Yeah. All tight ends except Tim Tebow. Okay, Tim, if you want to pay for the whole thing because you got the bank account to do it, go for it, bud.
Sorry, man. We're out of rooms.
With those Hanes T-shirt commercials Tim Tebow used to be in. Let me get that Hanes. Is it Hanes? Hanes check. And then you can be part of with the rest of the tight ends, Tim Tebow. Oh, goodness. We'll come back. We'll update the polls. We have some very important conversation because I'm getting questions about my favorite bar. I'm not going to name it because no free ads. But we'll get into that as well as the polls coming up next. I'm Buck Reising, and this is 104.5 The Zone.
We're on all your devices. 104.5 The Zone TV. Live on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Periscope.
Lately, we've been getting a lot of calls and questions about acoustic wave therapy for the treatment of erectile dysfunction. This is a relatively new treatment for ED, but one we've been using for years. This is Kim for the Tennessee Men's Clinic, and if you're looking at acoustic wave therapy or any option to help your ED, it's worth a visit to check us out. Our wave therapy protocols use acoustic wave technology, but often also combine it with other treatments that can give most of our patients far higher satisfaction rates. There is no surgery nor any type of invasive procedures required, and while most clinics you hear about only offer sound wave treatments, with our urologist and provider's guidance, you can likely have sex the day after your appointment and experience fewer letdowns. With another one of our ED treatments, you can last up to an hour and a half, and our expertise in treating these issues means you'll get the results you want. So make your appointment today. We'll show you why our acoustic wave program is the better way to do wave therapy. Call us today at 615-208-9090 or go to TennesseeMen'sClinic.com. Visit our website to learn more, including side effects, treatments extra. Results vary.
How does Comcast Business compare to AT&T Business? Well, let's start with internet speed. With Comcast Business, you can get speeds up to 10 gigs for your small business. With AT&T, nope, just 1 gig. That means Comcast Business offers speeds 10 times faster than AT&T's. Comcast Business also helps protect all your connected devices, while with AT&T, only some devices are covered. You can also get access to 19 million Wi-Fi hotspots nationwide with Comcast. With AT&T, also nope. What about advanced coverage and bandwidth control with Wi-Fi Pro? Well, with AT&T, that'd be nope again. Triple nope, technically speaking. So don't settle for AT&T Business. Comcast Business delivers more complete solutions for small businesses. Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Restrictions apply. 10 gigs available with Ethernet dedicated internet. Actual speeds vary.
Ad paid for by OpenShar Concepts. Attention firefighters, members of the military, and airport workers. For decades, first responders and firefighters at military bases and airports used a chemical-based foam to fight fires. Studies have shown that chemicals used to make aqueous film-forming foam, or AFFF, are highly toxic to humans and have been associated with several types of cancer. If you or someone you know was exposed to AFFF and were diagnosed with any of these cancers, including kidney, bladder, prostate, pancreatic, lymphoma, leukemia, testicular, and neuroendocrine, then you should call us immediately because you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Call us at 800-847-4961. Our experienced attorneys will fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless we get a recovery in your favor. Time is limited to file the claim, so call us now, 800-847-4961. Operators are standing by 24/7, so don't wait. 800-847-4961. That's 800-847-4961. Again, 800-847-4961.
Let me tell you, the most expensive mistake a homebuyer can make is not shopping for the best mortgage. Hey, I'm Roger Moore, founder and CEO of Loan Pronto. It's a fact. Homebuyers who choose Loan Pronto save an average of $3,500. That is a ton of money for furniture or moving expenses. How do we do it? First, we don't charge our clients thousands in junk lender fees and closing costs, and our all-digital platform streamlines the process so you close faster and easier. Realtors love working with us, and we will work with your existing realtor, but don't make a decision about the loan until you call us. Listen, not all mortgages are created equal, and it pays to get a second opinion. Even if you've already started the process, we promise to beat your current offer, or we will pay you $1,000 for your time. So check us out at loanpronto.com or call us today at 615-499-5600. 5780. Lower rates, lower cost, and a stress-free experience. Again, loanpronto.com or call us at 615-499-5780.
Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval. Not all loans apply.
One of the most important decisions you'll ever make is who to trust when it's time to sell your home. Hey, it's Mickey Ryan, and whether you need to upsize or downsize, or you just want to take advantage of this crazy red-hot market, Mark Spain Real Estate is the most trusted real estate team in the U.S. They've earned over 5,000 five-star reviews, and their guaranteed offer makes selling your home easy and stress-free with no showings, no open houses, and zero stress. Don't worry about the hassle of constant cleaning and making costly repairs. Mark Spain Real Estate has been in the business for over 25 years. They've served over 25,000 families, and they know what matters most: a quick sale and maximum profit. Sell your home hassle-free with the strongest cash offer in the industry. One of their clients, Joshua, said, "We got a guaranteed offer on our home, and it was easy. We skipped the showings and repairs. We had an all-cash offer for more than we expected and sold our home in less than a month. There are no showings, no open houses, no stress. It's that simple. Find out what Mark Spain's guaranteed offer would be on your home. There's no obligation. Just go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing, or call 855-299-SOLD.
The housing market is on fire. Don't lose out on the perfect house. Get pre-approved today with our 5-minute loan approval, only available at thehomeloanexpert.com.
The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Fun show this week. I mean, I guess the week's not done. We got one more day. That's going to be a lot of fun, too. Lucas, do we have 3 guests tomorrow?
Yeah.
We got a packed house.
Josh Black.
Larry Leathers, the
Coach
GOAT.
Mac.
Larry Leathers, there are going to be a select few people in the audience who probably recognize that name right out of the gate. But Larry Leathers was an athletic administrator at Vanderbilt for, God knows how long. And he retired last year. He is on his way to Omaha right now. He is one of my favorite human beings of all time. You're going to love him. He's going to join us tomorrow. Comedian Josh Black's going to be here in studio, which I'm hype about. And then, of course, Coach Mac, Dave McGinnis at 12:20 on Friday, as is our custom. Before we get into the polls, Casey on YouTube said, because I was going into this tight end U thing about its effects on free agency. And he said, Buck, you're starting to reach a little bit. Man, what did you guys spend all offseason telling me that you needed? Lucas, you got any guesses? What do the Tennessee Titans need right now? Julio! No, they have that, which is nice. It's good that they got it.
That's what Titans fans spent all offseason saying they needed.
Not necessarily, because the Julio thing really didn't pick up steam until maybe about I would say 3 weeks before he got traded. What has been the consistent complaint about a lack of what on this roster?
Pass rush.
Okay. Tight end. Thank you for playing. That's a fine. I don't know what it's a fine for, but it's a fine.
Well, this team didn't like pass rush?
They got a pass rusher. They paid $16.5 million a year for a pass rusher. They got a pass rusher. They drafted Rashad Weaver, and pending legal situations, he will be on the field. And he's currently had participated throughout the course of the offseason. No, they need a tight end. If Zach Ertz is here in Nashville for 3 days, you don't think somebody's calling him from the Titans organization? Think of O.J. Howard as one of these elite tight ends that was invited to tight end U over the weekend. Somebody's not making contact with him, whether it's tampering or not. Maybe David Njoku, perhaps. Any of these dudes. You think that that's not playing at least some beneficial role in the Titans' ability to acquire a tight end, which I believe they are still going to do. Now, whether it's a name, the caliber of those guys, I don't necessarily know that, but I know that they are interested in adding players at that position, which you are also interested in too. So of course it's not going to do any harm to have 50 of them sitting in your backyard about 2 miles away from St. Thomas Sports Park. It's not bad. All right, let's do some polls.
Not now, Jenny. I'm on the radio. Buck Reising gave me a job, said something about a poll update. Hope that wasn't at that club where you became a folk singer. Anyway, Buck Reising's producer and correspondent has the final poll update. I'm not a smart man, but I know who Lucas Panzica is.
Thank you, Forrest.
Tennessee football dismissing Kaidon Salter, fair or foul. 93% said fair. He made it an easy decision for Josh Heupel.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have 2 pot charges, especially the second one, right after a 3-month suspension.
Like right out the gate of your college career.
Yeah, can't do it.
Do you care if the NFL brings the combine to different cities? 86% say no.
I'm just going to scream into eternity about this. The NFL's going to do it anyway. I'm going to go. It's not going to matter. I'm just going to hate it.
What was the most exciting sporting event last night? 59% of over 400 votes say the Vandy Boys. 19% say the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. 14% say Nashville SC. 8% the Stanley Cup semifinals.
So, I mean, I think from start to finish, because that's an interesting question. And I know people in Nashville don't watch the NBA, and I don't know what the television ratings look like on these playoff games. Now that we're into the conference finals, and I assume that viewership will pick up to some degree. To what extent, I don't know. But I think from start to finish, the more exciting sporting event was the Eastern Conference Finals, Game 1, because Trae Young was insane for that entire game. I didn't get to watch the entirety of it because I did A to Z Sports Primetime, which will happen again tonight. We'll be talking at length about Kaidon Salter there, so you can tune into that on A to Z Sports at 8 p.m. Central Time. But from start to finish, I think Trae Young and the Hawks. The best story probably in the NBA right now, right?
Oh yeah, easily.
I mean, maybe it's the Phoenix Suns, but I think Trae Young and the Hawks are the more improbable team, because not only did they cave in the skull of the New York Knicks, which gave every just sports fan delight because Knicks fans are the worst. They go and they handle the 76ers. Now they go into Milwaukee and get Game 1 against the Bucks, and Trae Young looks spectacular doing it. Now the end of the Vanderbilt-Stanford game was phenomenal. The comeback, they really started to rally. What would it have been about 8:30 last night when it looked like they had some life in them and that they would be able to get back in that game against Stanford after falling down and looking, just out of sorts for the first probably 4 or 5 innings. And then to have a walk-off wild pitch from a kid who's going to be an ace in the pros. Like the Beck kid from Stanford was spectacular. And then he started feeling himself, and then he threw a wild pitch to end that game and give Vandy their first lead of that elimination game. The finish of the Vandy game, exceptional. From start to finish, though, I'll admit, I didn't see the soccer, I didn't see the hockey, but the Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA last night were so much fun.
How much is too much to pay for a gym membership? $50 a month, $100 a month, or $150 a month? 53% say $50 a month is too much. 30% say $100. 17% say $150.
All right, so this came up. We didn't talk about this on the show. This came up because I was complaining about the workout that I did this morning, because I now pay for 2 gyms. So I don't know, Lucas, should we tell people the number that I am paying for my 2 gym memberships?
That's totally up to you.
Well, I don't know how I feel about it, because I don't want.
It's outrageous. That's all I'll say about it.
And the second one, or the first gym, I don't even work out at. I just pay for the yoga classes and to be able to go to the sauna. Like, that's it. I'm not going to say.
Did the Vandy boys win, or did Stanford blow it last night? 64% say Stanford blew it.
Even if you're the most diehard of Vanderbilt baseball fan, I don't think you can deny that. The pitcher botched it.
Should we nominate Buck or Lucas as a candidate for the Bachelorette? 57% say Lucas.
Ooh, look at you. Maybe he needs to. Listen, we're both in committed relationships. I don't know how Megan would take that. But maybe it's your time to shine.
Did real Jay Williams get hacked? 92% say no.
Sports Illustrated just wrote an article about it. Nobody believes you, Jay. Don't press send. Or if you're going to, don't say you got hacked. Not a single soul. Not even that 8% that voted no. Believe you. I'm Buck Reising. I'll see you tomorrow. Blaine and Mickey up next.
Coming up today on Blaine and Mickey.
We're going to chat with the king of college football season previews. It's Phil Steele.
And how early could we see a 12-team college football playoff? Brandon Marcello of 24/7 Sports joins us to discuss.
Today, starting at 1 p.m. on 104.5 The Zone.
This is Andrew Bogish with a CBS Sports Minute. Rob Manfred can spare me his flimsy defense, and pitchers can spare me their sanctimony. But baseball has to change something here. The optics of these checks for foreign substances on pitchers are just terrible. I still believe the checks are necessary and will get some more offense into the game, but I never thought it would look this bad.